Good morning and welcome back to the Cutie Variety Hour. Today we've got three wonderful cuties in the chat here. We've got our lovely Atropine Dreams, our Brian the Wolf, and our KosmoMitch. And let's just start off this episode of the Cutie Variety Hour by letting them, introduce themselves. Starting with our friend Brian. How you doing, Brian?
Hi everybody. My name's Brian. I play I play Manuelo Moses Goyena, who is a sloth wizard, and he's currently dealing with the fact being that he has a spy on his face. So that's fun.
Spy on his face. I'm keeping that.
Oh no.
Cosmo.
Sounds like it could be fun, honestly.
Oh, my dear. Alrighty. Hello, everybody. I'm KosmoMitch. When I'm not here, I do occasionally stream on Twitch. It kind of depends on my schedule and the phase of the moon. But while I'm here, I'm playing Gabriel, the ferret druid warlock from Alar. The whole reason that poor Manuel was putting up with the curse in the spy thing is because he had to get cursed to save Gabriel's life. Because he got completely curb-stomped by a cult leader last session. But the cult leader said that Gabriel would be useful to them, so he was spared in exchange for that. And I guess we'll leave it there and pass it back off to Cutie and Supreme Matteo.
True.
And finally, we have one near to my own heart. One lovely Atropine Dreams.
Hello, everyone. I am Atropine Dreams, playing Beatrix, our Vulpin rogue sorceress, daughter of the handsome idiot dice fox Verasta, and well-known criminal trying to keep her tracks covered so the past doesn't catch up with her.
This is our cast, our crew, and I am Matty Rasu. I'm the red boy who puts these streams on and DM for this campaign. You can find me here. Also, go check out KosmoMitch. They're awesome.
Also, yes, KosmoMitch, awesome. 10 out of 10. Cutie.
Really good singer.
Really good singer, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
So where did we leave off?
Really an honor to have the KosmoMitch at our table. Let's give Cosmo a hand, shall we?
So, last I recall, we had just ended the lovely date at the hot spring, and everybody was various levels of drunk, heading back up to the wagon.
That they were. And, the otters, seeing that you're headed back to your wagon, are more respectful of your space. No one really trying to get in your way or hound you with questions this go round. Oh my god. Hello, Games and Tea.
Oh.
Welcome in, Raiders.
We weren't ready, huh? They caught us.
We were
off
not.
guard.
We never saw it coming. Welcome in, Raiders. We're doing the Plague Parable with three lovely beings who we just finished introducing, but I'm going to go ahead and let them do it again. Hey, KosmoMitch, tell us about yourself.
Okay. Hi. I'm KosmoMitch. When I'm not here, I do occasionally stream on my own channel, doing other things. But today, I'm playing Gabriel. We are in the middle of stumbling back from the hot spring, drunk. After getting a day to hang out and do nice things after dealing with some an awful run-in with a cult.
Brian, go.
Hey guys, I'm Brian. I also play the sloth wizard known as Manuelo Moses Goyena. Yeah, you remember that cult that Gabriel was talking about? Yeah, no. In order to spare his life, he got branded on the face. So let's go.
Baby, get out there!
Hello, I'm Atropine Dreams, playing Beatrix, the Vulcan rogue sorceress, causer of chaos constantly, and the honestly probably the reason we got in so much trouble with that cult, if we're being honest.
And finally, I'm Maddie, the Red Panda, the DM, and the host of your show. Welcome in, Raiders! Alright,
Duke Duke.
sorry, back where we started. Yes, the otters are giving you much more space this go around, not crowding everyone all drunk and stuff. Morgan has something of a knowing smirk on her face as you return to the wagon, and very pointedly looks to Gabriel and says, "Did you have fun?"
Yes.
Good.
He's definitely flushing red again. But he will help Capper help Capper sit down.
Where are you setting Capper
and-
down?
Yeah, probably on his bed with the hopes that Capper's ready for sleep.
You managed to set the cat down, but are surprised, or perhaps not surprised, that he is not letting go of the arm that he was slumped on that got him into the wagon. He lets out a little trill and rubs his cheek on it gently.
Okay, well, I guess in that case, I will sit down next to him. And, have a look back over at Morgan.
Capper
So-
will purr lowly. Sorry, go ahead.
So, how was your morning?
It was fine, though certainly not as good as yours, it seems. Do you need some water?
Yeah, that'd be great. Definitely a lot of water, he says, looking back over at Capper. A bit concerned at this point.
No sooner had you finished talking about somebody going to get water than Alia comes from the back of the wagon with a tray of glasses full of water. I had an inkling that things were going to get a little out of hand. Sorry if I'm trying to be too helpful. And as she finishes her sentence, you can hear a faint hiss from Capper clinging to your arm.
No, I appreciate it. It was very thoughtful of you.
Very well then. Did you need anything else while I'm up?
Not at the moment.
Good. Then I've got studies to conduct. I want to see how these falls you see, how they affect the natural process of erosion compared to free running streams. I'll be outside, she says, flushing as she darts out the wagon.
Okay. Gabriel's gonna look down extremely awkward with this whole ordeal.
Can I roll insight on Alia?
Go for it. I really need to give stream some way of saying what you guys roll. Remind me to do that before next stream.
Yeah, no problem. +6. Okay. 18.
18.
Dang.
So, on an 18, you're able to gather that this certainly isn't a trip specifically, or this certainly isn't a trip that is made solely for business. She's leaving the wagon for some other reason, and it probably involves people being so drunk.
Fair enough. Okay. I was just curious.
Manuelo, what are you getting up to?
Manuelo is just like just groaning a little bit before just crawling into his bed. He's like, "Wake me up if we get in trouble." Before just slamming his face into the pillow to try to pass out faster.
He said, didn't think you got that drunk.
I don't like alcohol that much.
Okay. Well, I guess I will, at this point, grab some water and look over at Morgan, trying my best to make eye contact, but still visibly uncomfortable. You know, I guess it's nice to get some of these days where we have moments that a dumb decision doesn't have massive consequences on the fate of the universe.
I imagine that must be nice indeed. Did you need me to pry your, what would you have me call him? Your feline away from you?
Yeah, we probably have important things we need to deal with today.
Very well. Morgan will bend at the waist, extend a hand out to just in front of Capper's nose, and then thump him right on the black leather-looking bit of the cat's nose. So hard it makes a sound. Capper hisses, lets go of Gabriel, and tries to swipe at her, where he is swept up into a full, like, fireman's carry and taken away from Gabriel.
Alright, a bit startled. Gabriel's probably gonna jump off the bed and back away. But, seeing that it's not gonna escalate any further, he will, nod and say thank you.
Morgan will smile, nod, and keep Capper away from you long enough for him to calm down, and then go back about setting him on the bed.
Alright, I will go ahead and walk over and tap Manuelo if he is actually awake still.
Yes. Do you for sure want to take a nap now? Because there's some important things we need to figure out. Manuel is gonna slowly crawl out before it's like, okay, what's up?
Alright, I'm gonna gather up, Manuela, Beatrix, and Morgan. And, just, like, at the table. So, for this curse, Orion knows our whereabouts and our conversations, right?
Seems that way.
Okay. I think I might be able to give us a little bit of privacy for a moment, Gabriel says. And in the palm of his left hand, he's clutching a Verasta coin really tight. And he takes a look over at in his right hand, he's kind of staring at the stupid snake amulet, then sets it down on the table. Alright, let's see how good these surveillance powers of yours really are, Orion. And then, while staring at the tattoo on Manuela's face, he's gonna cast Garble, which is that spell from the Beast World manual that makes all of our conversations indecipherable to anyone not within the room.
Alright.
Do you need me to paste that description again?
No, I've got it.
Okay. And then, if there isn't any sort of, like, noticeable effect, he'll just go over to the others and say, okay, I think that might have gotten us some privacy. We need to figure out what in the world who in the world Orion is and why he cares about us.
Well, seems to be some kind of creature looking to make a move towards divinity. It might not be that they care about us specifically. We just wandered into their plot.
I don't know. This entire thing's throwing me off. Like, they were interested in me and said that I'd be useful. Me, a nobody from a nowhere town, with no wealth, no famous ancestors, no useful connections, and no noteworthy skills. The only reason this could possibly make sense is because I walked through their front door talking about the plague.
Or maybe it might be where you draw your power from? Because as a paladin, you devote yourself to a god in order for them to give you powers and such.
Is Gabriel a paladin?
No,
Oh no.
I'm. Unless he needs his hands on random druids who walk into that city, then I don't know. Until further notice, the only explanation I have is that Orion has some interest in this plague, and seeing as his minions here had no interest in giving us an honest explanation of why they wanted our help, I'm assuming that he's following us around to make sure that we can't stop the plague from spreading.
Well, two things about that. One, how can we be sure that your little spell here has worked and that this creature, or perhaps the warlock representing him, uh, isn't aware of our conversation?
Well, it was this or nothing. Oh, this or nothing.
Very well. Second, are you absolutely certain he's trying to stop us?
I don't know. This is the only explanation that makes any sense to me. I don't know why they'd go through the trouble of trying to brainwash me and choosing to curse us instead of just letting me die. I can't
Unless.
think of any other reason they'd consider me useful.
So, two things that I'm thinking of. One, they're after something that you might be hiding from us. Or two, it's the fact being that they're trying to raise whatever it is, probably their power or stuff, by trying to get more followers. But they've mainly been focused on you. So it's probably option number one.
What do you make of all of this, Beatrix?
Honestly, I don't know. This whole cult thing is a bit confusing. I would tend to agree with Gabriel. I would think perhaps these people are in some way connected to the plague, but um beyond that, I have no clue what why they seem so keen to know what we're up to.
Okay. Well, I think that we probably should, instead of like talking about the plague from now on, we're probably best off making like a written guide of the information we've made so far, of the discoveries we've made so far, so we can hand it out as opposed to me giving the talk in like the grand, like the informational talks that I'd been trying to do before when we entered the cities. That way we can just make it quick, easy, and over with, and not make sort of a big presence. And I
Wait.
guess we do theoretically have one other option to try and figure out what's going on here. And I'm gonna pick up the amulet again.
Yep.
Or we could not do that.
Our options are that I try and contact Orion, or we sit around here waiting for his next move.
Okay, in all likelihood, whatever this Orion is, it is a fiend. Do you know, Gabriel, how bad of an idea it is to speak with fiends, creatures from beyond the firmament who want nothing but to destroy all existence?
I'm well aware that it's a terrible idea, and I don't want to keep this thing on any longer than would absolutely be necessary. But if they're going to follow us around waiting for the perfect moment to kill us, then I don't want to wait for that either.
Just don't put it on in the wagon. Just in case. I'm not going to stop you, but I will have it be known that I think this is an incredibly foolish decision.
How much harm do you think can be done if I only keep it on for 2 minutes?
So much.
Creatures like that, there's no telling. But if it's a risk you're willing to take, by all means, go for it.
Let's wait for now. I don't know. I hate this.
It is.
I was gonna set it on the table for the time being. Let's see. Let's try and figure out what we can first.
Cosmo, when you get a second, could I have you look at the bot spam channel?
Yeah. But when Alia gets back, let's go ahead and talk about let's take a chance to talk about the creatures and the gems and see what we can piece together with the professor's notes. We'll take a moment to gather our senses and let her have some private time, I guess.
Okay.
Fine by me. What time of the day is it, Maddie?
It's getting pretty late in the morning, 8 or 9 o'clock.
Oh, so we're drunk early.
Mm-hmm.
Love that for us. Well, if we are waiting for Alia to return to any necessary discussions, I think I'm going to go out for a bit. Anyone care to join? What are y'all getting up to until Alia's back?
I guess I can come with.
Manuelo's just gonna go to his bag real quickly before pulling out like a notebook. And then he's gonna be like, I'm gonna make a map.
Are you making
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah. Are you making a map here, or are you coming with us to make a map?
I'll go with y'all.
Okay.
All right. So we're all headed out of the wagon at this point.
Yep. Back into the otters.
And
Manuelo's ready this time.
there is no shortage of otters coming to ask what the life of a delver is like. How you are managing to drink this much so early in the morning, and just people oohing and awing at your outlandish clothing and equipment. Well, outlandish to them, certainly. But soon enough, you get enough space from the otters that you're free to explore the area however you like. Who's taking the lead, and where are we going?
Well, Beatrix has been here before, and she's just looking to enjoy herself. She came here to relax after the hell they've been dealing with. She hasn't been back to Vignat in years, and she will probably never be back after this. So she's just enjoying her time. Might, if she sees anyone she knows, she's not looking for anyone she knows because she hasn't been the entire time she's been here. But if anyone approaches her, I suppose we'll deal with that. But her main thing right now is she's just going to go find a cliff to jump off of down into the river. She wants to have some fun.
Oh, yeah, I'd say if there's a swimming spot, Gabriel would support going there.
All right. And you headed with them, Manuelo?
Manuelo's heading with him for a bit, but then as soon as he notices I'm just jumping into the water to go swimming and stuff, he's gonna walk along the cliffs in order to map out the river correctly along with the cliff's edge.
All right. Having a fun little splashy time. You do manage to find an area that's slightly secluded from the rest of the community. Only 2 or 3 otters swim around in the larger pools outside of the river proper. That said, no, nothing.
Wait, hold on. What?
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess. Nothing go off. I guess I'll ask Beatrix then, so, Valerie, we're still not really getting into details much of anything, but I hadn't really expected you to be much of a swimmer.
And why not?
I don't know. I figured you grew up, like, deep in the city.
Gabriel, I grew up on an island.
Huh. You learn something new every day, I guess.
Not a particularly small island, mind you, and it had its larger settlements, but no, I'm not from a city like Arloris, definitely. And this is a great place, probably the best place in Vignat if you're looking for a quiet escape from the chaos that the country has elsewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that it's nice to be somewhere a little quiet for a change.
Yeah, and lucky enough, there's always a lot of people coming and going, so as many times as I may have been here before, it's unlikely I'll be recognized. It's the good thing about touristy places. No one pays much mind to you.
Yeah.
Beatrix, make a perception check.
See, I don't like that you just did that to me.
You brought this upon yourself. I was waiting for it.
Anyone in the immediate area may also make a perception check.
I'm not good.
Oh, I'm not there. Oh no.
6.
15.
You want to make one, Manuelo?
Sure, I'll make a perception even though I'm not. They probably jumped down and I'm just on the cliff edge.
Oh, okay.
Perception. $12. Ooh.
All right. I'll make sure my notes are all in line. Okay. Beatrix, your idle gaze wanders around the area before you. Beautiful Venusian landscape. Many, many people. Your friends. But off in the distance, something lurks. Just long enough to be noticed. Out in the woods, you can just barely make out the form of someone cloaked, carrying a crossbow. From beneath the darkness of their hood, you can see their lips pull back into an anticipating smile. Just a moment after you notice them, they'll reach behind themselves, producing a bundle of burlap and twine, toss it into the grass before them, and disappear behind the nearest tree.
So did we made eye contact? They know I saw them? Question mark.
You might not have seen their eyes, but you know who they are.
All right. Well, with that, any happiness, any positivity that Beatrix had been feeling is out the window. She stops the moment she sees that person. And then the moment they disappear, she's going to turn to Gabriel and be like, "We need to go now."
Okay.
Manuelo, on a 12, you would not have seen the person, but you would hear the rustling of the bundle they threw.
Oh no. Oh no.
Could I tell what the bundle was? Did it look like what did it look like?
You won't have to worry about that.
It's a tube-shaped bundle about the size of one's forearm, bound with twine and covered in burlap.
See, that sounds like it could be a bomb. I don't like that.
Oh no. Manuela's gonna go over there. Not pick it up with his own hands, by the way. He's gonna use Mage Hand to pick it up.
No. If Manuelo even starts looking that way and moving that way, Beatrix is very casually going to go over to him, put her arm around him, and be like, "Manuelo, hey, we gotta take care of something back at the wagon. Come with me."
I thought you were swimming and Manuela stayed on the cliff.
How far physically away is any of this happening?
Yeah. We need some distance relativity here. Hold on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if Manuelo is indeed on top of the cliffs, he is starting about 70 feet above you guys. I just realized that makes no sense. How the hell would he have heard the bundle?
Yeah.
Well, fuck. No, this totally doesn't work. If you did stay up on the cliffs, you could not have heard that. Or seen the
Manuela's
person, for that matter.
Yeah, Manuela's just like busy, just like up on the cliff, just walking alongside the edge, tracing it for his map and everything. Too busy working on the map to even notice anything.
That said, the figure in the brush was about 50, 60 feet away from you. The bundle now lies about 45.
Do we have to get any closer to the bundle to make it to the wagon?
No.
Okay, yeah. As they're getting out of the water, then, since I guess Manuela wouldn't know what's up, Beatrix is just going to keep smiling and trying to look casual as she quietly says to Gabriel, "Go get Manuelo and Alia and meet back at the wagon. Don't panic. Don't look weird. Act natural. But hurry the fuck up."
Okay. Yeah, so in that case, Alia said she was studying the soil by the waterfall, so, um, I guess I will head towards the waterfalls and leave Beatrix to handle to go with Manuelo.
Oh wait, you're just gonna go get Alia?
Yeah.
Okay, well then yeah, I'll make my way towards Manuelo.
I think that makes more sense in this scenario.
All right. Alia can be found sitting around talking with a group of otters, just sat about on stones near what used to be a campfire. Hello, Burrito.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna, I'm just going to go ahead and run up, wave hello, and such, not like a sneaky approach or anything like that.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
Oh, yeah, no, just like a friendly, normal approach. Not like trying not to seem alarmed or anything.
Alia will give you a smile and say, I had thought you went to take a nap or something. Weren't you all a little, you know, she says, trying not to make things weird in front of the otters.
No, we're fine. We need to head back now and go figure out plans for the afternoon if you don't mind. Sorry to pull you away for a moment. Hopefully you were able to take care of your erosion studies.
Yes, and I think I've got enough research to finish what I was working on. Did you need something?
Yeah, we need to head back to the wagon, and deal with some other issues.
Very well then. Thank you all, she says, bowing politely to the otters before turning and following you wherever you would lead her.
And then I will, once we're further away from the otters, I'll pull her in a little closer and whisper over to her. Valerie noticed something suspicious while we were swimming, and we're headed back to the wagon now. So just be a little careful. Keep your eyes peeled and be a little careful. All right?
Suspicious how?
She didn't really say.
All right, well, I'll keep my eyes open. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah. I think we'll be fine.
And she will quickly make her way back to the wagon.
Alright, and we'll just meet those two there.
Alright. Do you guys need to handle incidental RP for this chat, or you want to just fast forward to the wagon? Beatrix and Manuela?
I don't know. I guess I'll leave it up to Brian because I think it'd be pretty simple just her being nonchalant, like we need to go back to the wagon and talk about some stuff. Come on, and just trying to keep him acting chill.
Yeah, like 100%. I was gonna say something, but since you're gonna be coming up nonchalant, there's nothing really to do. So Manuel is just gonna 100% follow.
Yeah, she doesn't. On the chance that they don't know we've seen them, she doesn't want them to see us, freaking out. So she's trying to keep everybody acting normal. As soon as we get to the wagon, though, any calm facade she had immediately falls, and the panic is very obvious as soon as the door is closed. And she's like, we need to get everything ready, and we need to go now. I knew coming back here was stupid. I didn't realize how stupid. We have to go. There's. My past caught up with me. And I'd rather keep outrunning it if we can.
All right. And then I guess I'll look over at Morgan.
Morgan will say, "What then? Do we need to get moving?"
Yes. Get whatever preparations need to be made. Try to look as casual as you can and get it done as fast as possible. I I'll we need to find some way to throw them off though, because if we leave, they're just gonna follow us. And
Okay, is there any information on who we should be looking for?
I okay, so the one I saw, baby, species, gender, because I wouldn't know everyone coming after us, right? So, but you said I recognized this person, so
Yes. Have another look at that message I sent you privately to know exactly who. But physical description, they're a tall, kind of skinny gray wolf with bright yellow eyes. And besides that, they're usually wearing ranger get up.
oh goodness, okay, a wolf? Oh God.
Oh no, it's a wolf. Oh no.
Um, well, the one I saw was a wolf, and was he a dude, guy, girl? What?
Yes.
Yeah. Wolf man, probably with a few others. I can't be sure how many. Likely a diverse cast, but typically larger species. Um, Anyone who seems a bit preoccupied or too well armed for here, it's probably worth being suspicious of right now.
Okay. Well, we can certainly, um, well, let me, I can think of something. Morgan, how long do you think it would take to get the wagon ready?
I can have us moving in 5 minutes.
5 minutes? Okay. Um,
Morgan?
Yes, Beatrix?
Oh, she just said thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Morgan.
sorry, we only got Morgan. My bad.
Yeah, Discord and my phone hate each other, so.
okay. I'm gonna pop out the door and check the crowd outside.
The crowd outside is, well, Mostly otters, a few other adventurers, as noted when you first arrived.
All right. Any bards? Obvious from
Bards.
the crowd.
Bards, you said?
Yeah.
Uh, roll perception.
7.
You're unable to pick out anyone who looks like a bard.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm definitely not unleashing a nightmare creature upon the otter folk to cause a distraction. So let me think of a different tactic here.
Manuel is just gonna poke his head outside. It's like, you okay?
Well, she said she needs to leave, make it obvious we're not abruptly leaving town, so I was thinking we could cause commotion somehow.
Give me 1 second. This Manuel just steps out. You know, there's multiple ways to causing a disruption other than just trying to get music going, right?
What's she thinking?
Oh, so simple. I mean, I heard, and Manuel is gonna say this out loud enough for any of the closer otters to hear. I did hear that a rather famous group of delvers were going to be coming over and do a meet and greet over by the main um main resting area.
Famous group of famous group of delvers?
This stirs the immediate crowd into a bit of a frenzy as they begin moving through the crowd towards this rest area. Other otters, noticing the commotion, will hurry on their way to see what all the fuss is about. And soon you have a quite large crowd of people gathering at a seemingly random spot out in the woods.
There we go.
All right. I'll
With
go
the
for
with the unintended consequence of you've nearly cleared out the entire area around the waterfall.
Didn't think it would. I didn't think they'd be like lemmings. Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. The unintended consequence of what?
The entire area around the waterfall is now clear of people. You are the only ones standing around now.
Okay, so just us in our wagon are completely alone right now, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I have an idea for our parlor trick. Manuel, can you summon the familiar?
The red panda? Okay.
Okay.
Poof.
So what I want to do is have Manuelo throw the red panda into the air, and then I want to use gust of wind to kind of like move it around and make it fly. How heavy is it?
Not very.
I don't have anything that'll make him fly.
Well, I'm able. If it fails a strength save, I'm able to push it around.
Oh no. Let me pull up the cat stat block.
Now I'm interested. I'm gonna see how much red pandas weigh.
Yeah, I can probably check the spell and see how much. There's like object.
Give it about 10 pounds.
Oh my god. It has a -4 to strength. My baby.
Okay. It doesn't say how it reacts to objects, but basically, it could be pushed 15 feet away from me with each turn, and I can direct the action as needed. So I should be able to just like move it around back and forth since it is like a fey creature kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I should be able to pull off some sort of parlor trick with this.
You do note for the fact that I just cleared out the area and you want to do a parlor trick with my familiar?
Well, we need
Just-
to get a crowd of people between us and the exit. Well, between us and any potential viewing of our escape.
Maddie's just gonna look at Gabriel and just like, so you do know that if anyone's smart being trying to sneak around and everything, that if they hear the fact that there's this legendary group of adventurers or delvers, they'd want to get out of town or blend in with the group, right? Which means that if the rumor spreads to him, if for some reason he blends in with the crowd, there's the chance he'll try to dip out immediately or stay in the crowd to stay hidden from sight. Manuel
Okay.
is going to do an investigation real quickly, seeing if there's anybody else leaving.
All right, you do that. I guess I will go head out that way towards the falls and see what's going on over there. And we'll save the parlor trick idea for later.
All right. So who's doing what?
I'm heading back towards the falls.
All right. And what are you doing, Manuela?
Manuelo, just watching Gabriel leave, he's going to roll. He's wanting to investigate, trying to see if anyone's going to be trying to leave right now because of the rumor that he spread.
If anyone's going to be leaving because of that rumor?
If anyone is trying to leave the town during
Yeah,
that diversion.
if everyone's trying to leave because they heard big shot adventurers, oh no, we're petty thieves or rogues or sneaks. We got to get out of here before we possibly get caught.
Okay, I see your logic. When you get outside, go ahead and roll perception.
Yeah, I thought Manuelo was already outside because he walked out to talk with Gabriel.
My apologies. Anyways, when you're ready to begin investigating, roll perception.
Here we
Should
go.
I also climb out here, or...
If-
Oh, never mind, you got
Oh,
so...
oh, nat 20.
Oh my god, thank you, Manuelo.
Manuelo used logic from books that he read. Let's go.
So, God, I didn't anticipate you would actually make that. The DC, if you're wondering, was 22.
To be fair, if we weren't counting the nat 20 rules, I had a 23.
Yeah. Anyways, you have a look outside and are at first perhaps a bit relieved to see no unusual presence outside. That is until a rather abrupt shift in a branch above your head happens. Not directly above your head, mind, about 20 feet away. It would seem that someone is occupying a tree very nearby.
Oh no. And let me guess. Gabriel's gone at this point.
Yeah, probably past you and the wagon and the tree at this point.
Oh no. Achaprine.
Yeah.
Well, you can send message without bringing her outside.
No. It's something else.
Oh.
Hey, 1 through 5 real quickly.
Oh no.
Oh.
Can you at least, like, call out to me?
Oh, wait, yeah. Actually, how far is Gabriel away from Manuel at this
Surely
point?
not out of range of message. my movement's only 30 feet. Their message is 120. You should be able to get to me.
Yeah. Manuel is gonna quickly cast a message targeting Gabriel and just say, "Hey, someone's above me, 20 feet up."
Okay. I will turn back around and I guess hug the tree line, knowing that it's above, knowing that, I'll turn around, head back, hugging the tree line, looking up above, trying to spot this person.
Go ahead and roll perception with advantage.
20. Oh, wait, no. Dang it. I got 14.
Alright. With the added knowledge of about where the person you're looking for is, you are just barely able to spot the bottom of their boot from beneath the tree. It would seem that they are straddling a branch, while keeping a close eye on the wagon and people entering and leaving. For whatever reason, this person doesn't seem privy to your presence.
Okay. Alright, let me see what I... Oh. Wait, is this noise? I mean, honestly... What do we... Like... As a party, what do we think? If I, like... Seeing as it's behind me, he's... Like, I've snuck up behind him, more or less, and he's perched in a tree. If I do just, like... do an Eldritch Blast at him, do you think that'll freak him out enough to make a break for it, or will he just flat out try and murder me?
He'll probably want to fight, seeing that you knew where he was, but he'll be spooked most likely.
Oh yeah, if this is who I think it is, if you start a fight, it's gonna be a fight.
Right. Okay, well, I'm not really... Combat. Ideally equipped for a 1v1 again, if this is, like, an important person. Oh, wait. Can I cast Fog Cloud directly in his face?
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Fog Cloud as a smoke bomb directly in his face.
There's very little warning before the figure is completely enveloped in this cloud of fog. You can hear a soft, disappointed exhale before you hear moving in the trees once more.
Okay, but I don't get a feel for where he went.
That's right.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, wait. Manuelo probably hears this. Right?
Correct.
So, Manuelo, growing up where he did, he knows how to move among trees and stuff. So he would probably be using that knowledge in order to try to figure out where this dude wins.
Manuelo go in full pursuit mode.
Manuelo just like spin the staff and just like knowing where the person was is tracking like where his potential paths were in order to find him.
Alright, roll your choice of perception or investigation with advantage.
Ooh. Yeah, no, that's investigation.
Well, yeah, actually, that definitely fits investigation better.
By the way, that's a +6. Oh my god, that's a 10. What the fuck?
With advantage? I think that's
13.
Oh
13,
wait,
yeah.
sorry. That's 13. I did the math wrong.
Well, you have a good idea of the paths that the man could have taken. The fog cloud obscured his movements enough that you were unable to track him.
Dang it.
Darn it, I was hoping that would be enough to get him to back off. Not double down. Well, from where I am, how far is it to grab the item and get back?
It's about 150 feet.
Okay. I guess I will sprint to do that and back, since that's like 3 turns-ish.
All right. Anyone else want to do anything while this is going on?
I was gonna say, while all this has been going on, Beatrix will have, in an effort to understand what their fucking plan is, gone invisible so that she could sneak out back into the field and go grab that bundle.
Okay.
It was.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to do that instead, then maybe I'll just head back to the wagon. Or just hang out here still.
All right.
Yeah, scratch that on the, on the heading out. So they're in the fog cloud. Or they're potentially somewhere in the fog cloud.
Beatrix. You're able to get a good look around the place, and while many of the otters who were directly in front of the waterfall have indeed pissed off elsewhere, several of the otters that remained at the rest area where several of the otters that were there the first time you guys went to that rest area are indeed still there, either having not caught wind of the commotion or not caring to join in. Either way, those are the only people that you see as you approach the bundle.
Yeah, I'm just going very slowly, very carefully so that no one can see like any footprints in the grass or anything. Just trying to be as invisible as possible. In addition to actually being invisible. As I make my way over to grab that, and I'm not gonna fucking bother with looking at it or investigating it until I get it back to the wagon, because I'm just going straight back there. I have no business being out here right now other than grabbing this.
Alright.
Okay. Can I make like a perception check
Well done, big
and see if
PP.
I have any luck figuring out where he might be within the fog cloud?
Sure.
Oh, finally. Nat 20.
Alright. On a nat 20, a 23 as well. You have a good look at the nearby tree line, up and down each and every tree for about 50 yards, and it would seem that whoever it was has backed off well and truly.
Okay. In that case, I am still going to leave the fog cloud up, but I will enter the wagon and let Manuelo know.
All right. Beatrix, are you coming back in about that time?
Yeah, probably. And as soon as she's in and the doors closed and everything, she will drop her invisibility, and start looking at this bundle and see what's in here.
All right. Inside of the bundle, you find a multi-pronged gauntlet with 2 straps made to fasten it to a wearer's wrist and just above the elbow, as well as a page. The scrawlings on the page say this: Today marks a significant breakthrough in our research on hemolytic transmogrification. After years of theoretical study and preliminary experiments, we have successfully demonstrated the process of enhancing magical abilities through the integration of blood elements. The experiment was conducted under controlled laboratory conditions. We utilized a small sample of blood from a healthy donor, which was then subjected to a series of arcane incantations designed to catalyze the hemolytic process. This process aims to release and harness the latent magical energy within the blood.
Oh my fucking god. Is this at all familiar to Beatrix?
No.
Okay. I think I want to do a quick Arcana check on this just to like ascertain if it is safe to put on or if there could be some unforeseen consequence.
All right, roll Arcana.
What is my... It's only a +3, okay. You know what? I'm gonna Tides of Chaos this.
All right. Go ahead and make one of those rolls, baby.
19 for the Arcana check, and then I have to make a...
I forget what it's
Wow.
called.
Okay.
Tides of
All right.
Chaos. No.
Let me make one then.
Wild Magic Surge. There it is.
Yeah. Oh no.
I don't remember what number we were at.
We
Oh,
were at 2.
So, yep, there we go. What a bad time for this to happen.
Oh God.
Well,
Do I at least get the results of my Arcana check first?
yes. So, the results of your Arcana check. It would seem that the combination of the gauntlet itself and the page that it came with implies some connection, some property of this gauntlet will allow you to use blood to enhance something related to magic. The biggest consequence the greater concern that you have is where will the blood come from?
Yeah, I've been imagining it's probably got some internal apparatus to cut or prick you to draw blood. Well, seems interesting enough. God, see, I want to put it on, but knowing who it came from, it feels like a trap.
And as you come to the realization of what this gauntlet is for, a second interesting thing happens. You begin to feel a great warmth emanating from somewhere in your stomach. A warmth that builds and builds and spreads upward, downward to about your knees and your shoulders. and then growing even more intense, spreading out to your extremities, your head, your feet. Every part of you is consumed with this incredible heat. And then, all at once, mistaken, HIP, is that? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Mistaken, thank you for the follow.
Also, baby, before you say what happens, do I have enough time while feeling this to look at everyone in the wagon and tell them to fucking run?
Yes.
Okay, she does that. She looks very panickedly at everybody else and tells them, run.
Now do
Just
I
in
now do I get to say what happens?
Yes.
Sweet. And then, all at once, the lines, the red lines embedded in your fur, the patterns that you've been covering up this whole time, begin to glow, searing the fur above them off, leaving only bare skin. But the glow doesn't go away. In fact, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter, illuminating the inside of the wagon as if the sun itself were centered somewhere in this room. The light from your body is now a beacon, alerting everything around you to your presence.
Oh, I thought that was going to be worse than it is, but that is pretty fucking awful right now. Can anyone else in the wagon even see right now?
They can, as long as they're not looking directly at you.
Well, okay. In that case, Gabriel will, like, look over a bit concerned. All right. Do you feel okay?
I feel like I'm on fire, right?
Well, you did, very briefly, and then once the glow started happening, internally you started to feel fine.
Okay. So I'm just glowing. I don't have any other effect.
That's right.
Oh, well, other than the very inconvenient glowing like a fucking beacon while being tracked by people who want to lock me up, uh, pretty good. Thought I was going to burst into flames there. Glad that didn't happen.
Well, crawl under a bed.
Um, oh god, I had to dispel my invisibility, so I guess I've got enough spots. I'll burn another invisibility. If I cast invisibility, does the light go away?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I'm gonna stay invisible then. As I say, well, now I suppose is a good time for us to plan on how we get the fuck out of here. I think our best bet is to double back to Wings Meet so that hopefully we throw them off our trail a bit. I imagine if they've been tracking us for a while, they might know where we're traveling, so it might buy us a little bit of time to double back a bit.
Wait. So you want to send... You want to go... Sorry. You know in Wingsmead is the cult where the cult leader knows that there's a god that's tracking our every move, right?
Wait, hold on. Repeat, Gabriel. How does Orion play into this?
So the cult leader who gave us the curse with a ride following our every move, I assume probably has the ability to give your enemies insight into that.
Well, yes, but I have no reason to believe they're mixed up in this cult as is.
Well, I don't know.
I
Do you
probably
want them to walk into Wingspeed looking for you?
what?
Do you want your enemies walking into Wingspeed looking for you and asking around as to your whereabouts?
Oh fuck, you're right. That cult will help them so quickly. Fuck.
I think let's just double back into the woods for a night, probably, is our best bet.
I think you might be right. We have to find some way to throw them off at least for a little bit. Y'all, look, I know I avoid talking about my past much, and Gabriel, you're no fan of the way I keep my secrets, but these people are the worst. Think of the worst person you could possibly imagine. These people are worse. They have done things and will do things that are unspeakable. We have to get away from them. If they catch us, we are all royally, royally fucked.
Okay. So, um, well, let's get out of town first, and I guess head up north, and then we'll figure out where we have time to go. Does that sound all right, Morgan?
I am at your lead.
Okay, I guess does that sound like a reasonable plan?
Of course.
Okay. Well, in that case, um, I think let's get moving.
All right, Beatrix, you have advantage on your next roll. Thank you again,
Nice.
Burrito, for the bits.
Thank you, Burrito.
So
All
with that,
right. Well, while we're in the process of looking, can I take like a physical examination of this device, of this gauntlet, to see if I can figure out how it tries to draw blood?
sure.
Oh, nat 20.
Everybody else getting these nat 20s. Come on. Where's the
Hehe.
dice god's love for me?
Gotta check it.
Listen, my campaign tomorrow is where I get nat 1 perceptions constantly, so.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, on a nat 20, you are very quickly able to spot just how the machine seeks to draw blood. Uh, in order to fasten the gauntlet to your arm securely, you will need to tighten up the leather straps, one just above your forearm and one right at your wrist. The thing is, just above those straps are 3 pins sticking straight downward where your wrist and upper arm will be. To wear the gauntlet securely, you have to break skin with those.
Alright. Well, I guess I'll show that to the other two. And, I'll leave it be for now until we've confirmed, until we've, arrived at our destination, until we've officially left town, and, well, just leave it for now, and I'll try it later this evening, just to see how bad it ends up being.
Um, when Gabriel's done with it, Beatrix is going to look over it again and see, does the craftsmanship look familiar, or is there a maker's mark on it that she recognizes?
Having a look over, it looks cobbled together from a series of parts of various origin. The craftsmanship is not uniform across all parts of the gauntlet, leading you to believe that this is a prototype.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it for now. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it will immediately kill us if we try it, but um, let's wait for now. Don't want to try it immediately and then us run into a crisis moment.
Yeah, especially not in the wagon and in the kind of situation we're in now.
Yep. Okay, so if we head a little bit further north, what are our options?
Miss Morgan will draw out the map and show you the areas you can get to from Otter Falls. Foremost is Wingsmeet, the same town you had just left, I believed. To the northeast is Barit, a little river town, separate from the culture that Wingsmeet inhabits, a mixture of Vignot and Alamance. And if you wish to travel much further north, you can run into the Quest River or to the Monster Meadow.
The Monster Meadow. Ooh.
Well, I mean, we probably want to head to that river town. That's our best bet for a safe place, but I don't know what you want to try and do to throw them throw. Wait, don't we have that like smoke screen thing that we bought for the wagon?
We do, but that's more for chases and giving you cover. It feels like.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
Let me pull up a map real quick because we're talking about going to Beirut, right? Or
Beirut,
what was the
yes.
Beirut? Um,
Isn't Beirut like a real world place?
I think it is. As soon as I said that, I was like, "That's a real place, not not in the game." Look, when you spend as much time world building as I do, you kind of get confused what goes where.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to find a map. There we go. Well, that isn't the map I need. Um, there we go. So we're gonna go. Yeah, I think our best bet to try and throw them off our trail is double back east a ways, go north and avoid Wingsmeet, um, to go around to Barit. Um, and if they if we lose them, if like between you throwing them off with the fog and like the moving crowds and everything, if we're able to get away from them here and they assume we continued west, then that should buy us at least a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully that works.
True.
And while I don't imagine these people care about legal authority, whatever legal authority they do have ends at the border. Which means we can fight back without as much fear of consequence.
All right. Well, I'll leave it to you, Morgan.
Morgan will nod and get up front of the wagon. Very quick in her effort to get it moving. From somewhere towards the back of the wagon, you'll hear a groan, and then who turned the lights on? It's way, way too bright in here.
Oh, I thought the light effect ended already.
I mean, she's
Yeah.
invisible now, but yeah.
Wait, I thought you said the light was off when she was invisible.
Yeah, it can't be seen now, but
Oh, so Capper, it's just a very delayed reaction to it happening.
yes.
Probably.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Well, I'll go over and sit next to him.
Capper will Capper will let his eyes wander up and down your form as if he has a hard time recognizing you at first. But as soon as he realizes that it's you there, he's like, Gabriel, how, where are we? Are we moving? We're moving,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yeah. We ran into some trouble in Otter Falls and had to get moving in a hurry.
No, no trouble. It would seem he's still under the effects of some pretty strong alcohol right now.
No more wine for you from now on.
Oh, stop. It was fun, he says, gently slapping at you.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the blanket and throw it over his head.
Hey, what? No, that's. He gets all four of his limbs involved in trying to throw this thing off of him, winding up tangling himself in it. It would seem all it takes to defeat a drunken capper is a blanket.
Just get some more rest. I'll let you know when we've stopped.
You better. You owe me for this, he says, rolling over on top of the blanket before trying to fall asleep again.
I can't figure out if he's less or more fussy as a human.
Seems kind of more fussy.
Yeah, no, Manuel was just like gonna scurry up to the top of the carriage, just being like, keeping an eye out to see if anyone's coming over to get at them.
Beatrix is meticulously cleaning her gun and checking out the windows constantly as we're moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I check in on Alia?
Sure. Alia sits at the backmost portion of the wagon. She's checking on me, looking at the list of things you guys have installed. She's checking on the stability of the precision railbow, turning it side to side slowly.
All right. Well, I will approach, I guess, place my hands on the railbow next to her. Hey, Alia.
Oh, hi, Gabriel.
Listen, I'm really sorry that your day in Otter Falls had to get cut short like this.
It's nothing. It's still a fine vacation, so long as you're here.
Well, I feel like I hardly was.
She shrugs and says, "We'll have our time." Did you enjoy your little date?
Well, it, it I hadn't really intended for it to be that kind of thing, but I did have a good time.
She laughs and punches you in the arm. It's nothing like that. I think it's sweet. So, who asked who out? She says with a mischievous grin.
Well, it's more like Beatrix kind of dragged us there. Oh, Valerie kind of dragged us there.
Alia will narrow her eyes. Those are two very different names, Gabriel.
Uh, um, uh, listen, I she has a complicated history. I don't want to get into it right now, but while we're in the trade league, you need to call her Valerie.
Complicated history indeed. But I'm no stranger to geographical weirdness, she says, kind of timidly scratching the back of her head. I get it. I'll I'll call her whatever we need to call her.
Yeah. But yeah. Um. I don't know. Thanks for. I guess thanks for putting up with all the all the mess we've been struggling through. Again, I just feel like we've sort of been letting you struggle along in the background as we try to bounce around things.
Well, you've put me in no danger, and you haven't blackmailed me into doing research for you, so you're doing better than the last person I was a charge to.
Okay. Well, once we get into the next city, let me know if you think of something you'd like to do, okay?
She'll smile and say, "Such a gentleman. I'll take you up on that."
All right. Um, well, if you do end up getting acquainted, figuring out how this thing works, please do let me know because we're probably going to end up needing to use this railbow again soon. It was really important for fending off those oil creatures on our ventures towards Arloris.
When you say figure out how it works, do you not know?
Well, I mean, I personally wasn't using it because I was flinging around the moonbeam, fending off the oil creatures. Can't be in two places at once.
Oh, well, let me show you. The trigger mechanism is here, she says, very gently setting her hand on a giant iron handle. In the moment she sets her hand on it, the drawstring for the bow leaps forward, flinging a giant iron piston into a nearby tree. Whoops.
It's fine. Um, I'm assuming we're already moved well past it by now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But yeah. Um, yeah, last time Manuela Valkyrie and I were flinging around spells while Morgan was driving, and we'll definitely need some help manning the railbow if we find ourselves fleeing on the wagon from from a horde of those things again. So, you know, give it. I mean, everybody will need to try and get acquainted with this thing.
All right, then. Uh, in that case, I'll get to work figuring out how to reload it. She sheepishly turns towards where she believes the ammunition is held and begins inspecting the machine for any way to draw back the giant drawstring.
All right. Well, thanks. And then I'll go ahead and give her a hug and head back inside.
Alia will return the hug with a happy giggle and then let you on your way. And the wagon rolls and rolls and rolls through the woods near to Otter Falls, to the east, and then north. Things are going so well. It would be such a shame if a wild event roll came along to ruin it.
Oh,
Oh
no.
boy.
Baby.
Well, now at least we maybe have someone who could use the railbow.
Don't forget Manuelo's up there ready for his ultimate technique from his class special called higher spell funny magic missile.
God.
Here we
Baby,
go.
don't going on.
First roll's a 23, but you have advantage because Morgan is your scout.
Yes.
Oh,
A
please,
tower.
please do.
Second roll is
What?
81.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Very close. One pip away from 1.
Ugh.
Oh no, no thank.
Ooh.
I would not want to find out what that means.
So, we have you all just rolling along in the field. Or rolling along towards the field. And as you can just barely see Barit off in the distance, you hear a low rumbling. Very quiet at first, but getting louder and louder and louder. Morgan will duck her head back into the wagon proper and say, I think you might want to see this.
Okay. Yeah, I'll run up front and join her. Is this a familiar rumbling, perchance?
I don't know.
Manuel is
Okay.
already
Depends
on
on
top,
your
so
backstory.
Okay, I meant it was the oil creature's warbling.
Oh, no. No, you're good.
Okay.
Manuel is already on top, so he can easily just see it already.
Question: how long has it been that we've been in the wagon traveling?
It's been about 4 hours now.
Okay, when invisibility wore off, was I still glowing like a beacon?
Yes.
Okay. Is this like one of those things where if we cover it with the cloak, it suppresses the and it doesn't shine through?
It makes it less visible, but you have the most powerful flashlight you've ever seen shining through whatever material you put over it.
Yeah, no. So at this point, then Beatrix is just curled up under one of the beds with as many blankets and pillows and thick things as she can find to not have our wagon glowing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shout back if we need your help.
Yeah, she's just trying to stay hidden.
Or Beatrix.
Look, she is freaking out. She's trying to play it cool in front of all these people. She is so scared.
Fair enough. Those of you who have stepped out of the wagon to see the commotion, will see hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds of wagons rolling across the open fields of the Monster Meadow just a little bit beyond Barit on the horizon. And though it is so far away, the sound of all these wagon wheels rolling in tandem can be heard from where you are. It's truly something to behold. And with the smoke rising in plumes from different wagons, as well as people moving about on horses beside the wagons themselves, this is unlike any military front you've ever seen. This surely must be some kind of civilian-run show, but what is it exactly? Anyways, this is the scene laid out before you.
Okay. Are we like approaching it? Are we like catching up to the last of the wagons? Are we coming directly towards it?
You could set course to arrive in about half an hour, perpendicular to the way the wagons are heading, which is straight east.
Okay. I will head back in to find Beatrix and say, there's a giant traveling caravan of wagons. If we want to disappear into a crowd, then I think we want to follow this group.
She's going to be very excited at this prospect and poke her head out from her little fucking bundle of shit and be like, really? Is it Litfield?
I don't know. You can take a look.
Does Manuelo know what Litfield is? The character?
I'll have to give me 1 second. Unless it's an event from Batyan, there's no way he knows it.
Well, they travel the whole world, so.
How do you spell that?
Litfield?
Yes.
L-I-T Feld. Litfeld. Littfeld.
There we go.
Litfeld. She's going to, staying as wrapped up as she can, make her way over to one of the windows and try to see out, and see if she recognizes it or if it's just another large caravan.
Is Litfeld familiar to Beatrix?
Yeah, she's traveled. She joined up with Litfeld very briefly as her ticket out of Vignat. She just hooked up with a crew traveling with them, and that's how she made her way out into Alamance.
So Manuelo has heard of them. It's just been a passing glance into talking with them for a little bit before they left his hometown. It's been a little while since you've seen them.
Yeah, no. Anytime you ask the question, has Gabriel heard of it? Odds are the answer is no.
Fair enough.
He's
Little
full-on isolated, shut-in, never left his hometown.
small town country boy Gabriel.
Yep. Even though I'm like 98% sure it won't work, I will try a lesser restoration on Beatrix to see if that does something about the light.
It doesn't seem to.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably got to be greater restoration.
Yep.
But we can find a cleric in Litfield.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's basically a traveling town of delvers.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like making our way down there with them is our best bet. So, Morgan, mind taking us down?
Certainly. Do you know these people? She says, looking up at you a bit unsure.
It's Litfeld. They're delvers. They travel around taking contracts for delves. I don't know them all. I mean, it'd be hard to know them all. That is a city on wheels down there.
Very well. I'll try to meet up with them. If you're sure, she says, altering course to arrive perpendicular to Litfeld as they travel eastward through the monster meadow. And in about half an hour, you are close enough to now see several of the wagons up close. Livestock travels between wagons, in addition to the wranglers that you see on the horses outside. Very soon after you begin your approach, though, a well-armored Auric woman with a mace at her hip, blue and yellow garb over her armor, will stand out on a nearby balcony and wave, kind of flagging you guys down.
Um, I'm assuming Morgan goes over there, or is she looking to me for guidance at this point?
Yeah, she's waiting on input from you guys.
I'll look at her and just say, head on over.
Morgan will pull the wagon up to meet, or at least to run parallel to the roaming city and to this person who's out on the balcony. From across the way, she calls out, "Hail! What brings you here?"
She's talking to me, the giant glowing beacon.
To anyone.
Yeah, so I guess we'll say I'm up front too. Hi. We're travelers making our way to um well, making our way out of Vignette.
Making your way out of Vignette. Well, I'll trust you guys.
Eventually, at least.
What business you have there?
Well, we're looking into the plague, I guess.
Oh, the plague. Nasty stuff. How'd it go? Did we learn anything new?
How close is Manuelo right now?
Manuel. Oh,
Manuela
sorry.
would have followed you.
Okay, I'll cast Garble again.
All right.
We did actually learn some useful information for if you encounter plague followers in the wild. Do you know anyone who can cast Moonbeam?
Oh, do I? She says, rearing her head back to gesture towards the wagons behind her. We've got 100 delvers in this little Roman city of ours. I imagine we've got someone who knows the spell.
Oh, yeah. In that case, I'd be happy to talk to some people because what we found is that when you encounter the flowers in the wild, if you cast Moonbeam on them, you're able to make them decay entirely.
Well, I can't say I'm opposed to learning more about the plague, traveler, but first you're gonna have to go through a bit of screening. We don't want any of the infected on our vessels, you know?
Screening?
Yeah. We're just gonna have a look over you. Just make sure you're not, swelling up with any of those nasty little pustules, and if you're all clean, you can come on in.
All right. What do you need me to do?
She'll extend an arm out and gesture as if she is pulling a sleeve up. Roll your sleeves up to about your shoulders and your pants up to about your knees. We're gonna need everyone in the wagon to do this.
Okay. Gabriel will comply.
Beatrix from her little hidey hole is gonna say, "You're gonna need a cleric first."
Oh, yeah, we have one of our friends has an unrelated curse that's making them glow.
Glow and curse. Can't say I've heard of such a thing, but
If you want, we can show you.
She's gonna stick one of her hands out of the bundle directed at the window.
Oh man. Yeah, she's the armored woman is nearly blinded instantly by looking at the equivalent of the direct sunlight. It says, "Oh, okay, geez, all right. Well, I guess I'll have to take your word for it then. For her, at least. But she's not infected, right?
Right.
Cool. Alright. Well, yeah, just let me have a look at the rest of your crew, and, yeah, we'll get you slotted right in.
All right. Thank you very much.
She gives you a big thumbs up, and then, just kind of leans over the balcony waiting for everyone else.
Manuel is just gonna look at everyone else before saying, he's like, I hate this so much.
What?
Manuel is looking at everyone else like while they're getting ready for the screening. He's like, I hate this part so much.
He's not a fan of the pat downs.
Fair
Never
enough.
a fan.
Yeah,
mean-
neither is Beatrix. Lucky for her, she gets to avoid it.
Mhm.
She has an excuse this time.
Yeah, she doesn't have to lie her way out of it.
But yeah, the rest of your wagon, Alia, and oh, Capper's gonna be a problem. But Alia
Oh,
will waste no time getting her screening done, following the instructions to turn around and show both sides of her arms and legs. And then she too is successfully screened. I imagine, Manuelo, you're also complying.
Yeah, even though he hates it.
I guess when I realize that we need to wake Capper up, I'll go back down and go get him.
Oh boy. Capper, who is still curled up on top of the blanket, uh, lets out a little trill, acknowledging that you're approaching.
I'll start by gently shaking him. Hey, Capper.
You're too loud, he says, pulling the pillow over either side of his face.
Okay, I guess at this point I will like get onto the bed and shake his shoulders. Capper,
What?
I need you to get up. We're stopping.
For my what?
We're getting dinner.
Dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I am kind of hungry. What's
Yeah,
for
we might be
dinner?
able to get nigiri here.
Wait, what'd you say?
We might be able to get nigiri here.
Oh, nigiri, yes. Okay, hold on, I'm
I don't know
coming.
for sure yet, but we'll have to see.
Hold on, no, I'm coming. All right. He he sits up much too fast, and while he would be dizzy, he's also struck his head on the bunk just above him.
All right, can I just start dragging him by the shoulders?
The poor baby.
You can. All the while, the groaning black cat is just holding his head.
Hopefully he'll forget about the nigiri plan.
You had to say what you had to say. No one can fault you for that.
But maybe it's here.
Maybe there'll be nigiri.
It is a traveling town. They go all over the world. You've got to imagine there's some culture going on here.
True.
All right, so I will drag him up. Sorry, he's a little out of it.
He's looking a little green. Is he okay?
A little bit too much wine.
Ah, I see. Well, let's get on with the inspection then. Can you roll up his sleeve for me?
Yep, and I will. Oh God. Yeah, it's gonna be physically awkward, but I will get Capper ready to be inspected.
Someone remind me, did she say inspection or screening?
Screening.
Oh
Yes, is
dear.
the right word.
Oh dear.
Why? What's wrong?
As soon as he hears the word screening, his ears will fold back and he'll hiss. What? No. No, I didn't agree to this. I hate doctors. Don't. he begins weakly pushing back against you, Gabriel.
Manuelo
Can I
sneaks
like give
behind.
him a hug and attempt to like in such a way that I can like pin his arms back a bit?
Yes. And while Capper is at least a little pacified at receiving a hug from Gabriel, he's not distracted. He keeps trying to wriggle away from you, like, "Oh, they're gonna give me a shot. No, stop it."
It'll be okay. It's almost over, I promise.
Betrayal. Stop. No, he says, very,
Capper.
very weakly slapping at your sides, trying to get you to let go of him.
Beatrice is gonna poke out from underneath her little bundle and be like, Capper, dear, I know you're a bit out of it. You've had a great day today. Love that for you. But we're in a bit of a precarious situation, and I am literally a glowing beacon for our enemies who we do not want to find us. So please, my dear, do what the lady says.
Manuelo was ready to just like try to close Capper's mouth.
Yeah, if this isn't enough to convince Capper, I am going to cast Hold Person.
Oh no, we're restraining your boyfriend. Oh no.
Capper begins a very heated rebuttal, and that, I imagine, is when
Yeah.
Gabriel casts the spell.
Yep.
So all he manages to do is get in a very aggressive, like, accusing, finger pointing stance, and that's where he's frozen.
Yep.
Before he's able to start cursing at Beatrix.
All right, I'm gonna look back over at this first. I'm so sorry.
She just laughs, shakes her head, and says, "I've seen worse. Uh, is he gonna be able to, well, take care of himself?"
We'll figure it out. Just finish your screening, please.
And
I'll make sure he doesn't cause a problem once we're cleared to get inside.
Happer is powerless to stop you as you make him cooperate with the screening. And the woman nods and waves you over, gesturing for you to come closer.
Okay. Can I like before I drop concentration, I am gonna scoop Capper up into the most firm hug of his life, and then I'll drop concentration.
Oh god. The instant concentration drops, you hear a very repetitive noise coming from deep in Capper's throat. Just.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
And yeah, you don't want to think about what he just covered your back in.
All right. Well, Gabriel's gonna sigh and just keep walking.
Man, he got drunk. Damn.
Yeah,
He,
prestidigitation when you get the chance, please.
he's a Chiquitu. About he's so much smaller than the rest of you.
Except for me.
Oh goodness. Yeah, when
Manuelo.
Beatrix will clean you up when she gets out and is no longer glowing, but we gotta find someone to greater restoration her first.
Yep.
As Morgan pulls the wagon up closer to the one that the woman is standing on, the woman will turn to her side and grab a gangplank off a rack nearby. Your only warning before the gangplank drops onto your deck is look out as it clatters to the ground, creating a path for you to walk between wagons.
Okay. So before we walk over, I'm gonna look over at Morgan and ask, "How are you feeling?"
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I passed screening, didn't I?
Seems like it.
Then how I feel's irrelevant, right?
For now.
She'll smile and then turn her head away from you, very pointedly trying to move the conversation elsewhere.
All right. Well, I'll take that as the answer I'm getting for now, I guess. And move along, continuing to patiently wait for prestidigitation. Um, I guess returning Cap. Well, if Capper isn't required to come in right now, then I'm going to put Capper back in bed.
Okay. And finally, after much more fussing, although a lot weaker than before, uh, Capper is back in bed. Face a little messier than before, but I don't imagine Gabriel can be bothered to worry about that right now.
I'll give a wet paper towel or whatever the equivalent is. I'll like wipe him off and make sure he's laying on his side. And I guess maybe I'll just dump the clothes on the floor and change.
All right.
This can be done. Ugh. And then get out of this place.
So is it just Manuelo and Gabriel who are headed to the adjoining wagon?
For now, yeah. Beatrix will get out and about in the town later, but she's not going anywhere until she stops being a literal beacon for the people tracking her.
Does Aelia want to come with?
Oh yeah. Since she first caught wind of Litfield, her eyes have been so bright.
Okay.
That said,
In that case, then it's the three of us. I'll tell her to bring the professor's notes, and I'll bring my notes about the plague as well.
all right. Transitioning into the city itself, I'm gonna go ahead and take a rest right here because it's 4:07, about time for our usual 5-minute break. Was it 10 or 5?
I think it was you. And
Okay,
Yeah,
10
that
minutes,
sounds right.
which is good because I need to eat.
baby, yes, go eat.
So yeah, we'll reconvene soon. Thank you, those of you who are watching. Stick around. We will be right back.
Duke, I got some phone calls to make.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I return.
Welcome back. What's the little troublemaker Mattio up to in the right corner of the screen?
What's that?
What's the little troublemaker Maddie up to on the right side of the Be Right Back screen?
Funny story. That sticker that is on the right side of the little handheld console on the BRB screen was originally up on the darker part, so you could see the whole thing. But one of my friends told me that looked so like unnatural because what kid puts a sticker on the screen of their Game Boy, you know?
Oh, okay. Now I see.
Yeah. So we moved him over there, just like, haha, we don't cause mis.
So much mischief. I don't know if I can support that or not.
Well,
Because as we know, I could never support anyone causing mischief.
what about hypnosis?
I can't support anyone causing mischief. Or
Oh.
anything bad.
That's unfortunate.
Everyone must be well behaved.
I return.
Welcome back. Plus, besides, Maddie, I'm sure you'd never hypnotize anyone. That would be weird, mean.
Of course not.
Well, ain't that a shame?
Shame.
Certainly not on a Call of Duty map or anything.
Yeah, that'd be wild, taking advantage of my viewers' trust like that.
It would. So unethical.
I don't remember when the break actually started, so y'all gonna have to keep me in line.
I think you said it was 4:06 in your time zone.
But we are still waiting on Brian, I think. He said he had some calls or something.
Yeah,
So,
I was afraid when he said that he probably wouldn't be back soonish.
yeah, because Manuelo and Gabriel are going, right? So we need Brian to continue.
I'm not mad. That gives me more time to eat sliders and donut holes.
Please don't make yourself sick with the donut holes, baby.
I had to stop myself. I ate like 4 of them in 30 seconds.
Baby. I know they're good. Please don't make yourself sick. I wanted to get you something nice.
You did, but now you're forbidding me to enjoy them. How cruel.
You're allowed to enjoy them. You are not allowed to overindulge to the point of sickness. Which I know that you will,
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
because you're a silly pup. And they are good donuts. Like, in your defense, they're really good. Oh, God. I'm glad oh man, finding Litfeld though. Lot of potential stuff to do here. This is great, honestly. So glad we ended up here. We can find allies here. We can get help here. Those people are not going to attack us here.
Oh, good.
I mean, they might, but they would be stupid because they're not Delvers and we are. And this is a Delver town. So everyone's just going to attack them if they do.
I've been wanting to visit the roaming city of Litfeld for some time.
I have as well. I've been interested to see how it ends up going. You did make it a bit small, I think, though.
How so?
Well, you said 100 wagons, right?
No, I said 100 delvers.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
100 delve.
100 delvers and hundreds of wagons.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Okay.
We got wagons dedicated to livestock. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, it's it's a rolling town. That's why I'm so interested in it, because like thematically, it just seems so cool. A roving town full of adventurers. Like, I love that.
I really hope I'm able to make some exciting roleplay moments happen here. Because this is the freebie of Delver's Guide to Beast World. Like, here's everything you need to make a really interesting story, now do it.
Right. Oh, and we're interacting with Delvers finally, so our Pictos are gonna matter now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which reminds me, I've lost
You've used them
everyone's
so little,
Picto.
I've honestly forgotten what the colors meant.
They're still in the GC in the media tab if you scroll back.
Mm-hmm.
The media tab?
Yeah, if you like go into like the where you can search and so I don't know what it looks like on PC. For me, I just like tap on tabletop GC while I've got it open, and then it brings up like a search threads, mute settings, and then there's like a members thing, media, pins, links, files, and I go to scroll down, and that's where all the Pictos are. Everyone's going to have to grab their own, I think, unless you remember whose is whose.
Yeah, I put mine in my character sheet as like an image. So, I remember what mine is, but not what any of the things mean anymore.
Don't worry. The Delvers will.
Okay.
And I'll let them remind you. Oh, that's right. A lot of cool Pictos.
We can show them off for the audience too when we get started back up. I'm gonna actually flip through to the Picto section to see what is up with to remember all of the things that mine actually says. I remember most of them.
I may have forgotten what belongs to who, but that's okay.
Well, I think you know which one is mine.
I think I do. Because you hate me and made the most complex one.
What? It's not that complex. And I do not hate you.
Asymmetrical patterned lightning bolts around around a quarter circle. Yeah, you hate me.
Oh, you mean the bit in the corner?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyone who uses that pictogram or that what's it called?
It's just a modifier for them.
Anyone who uses that one hates me.
And why is that?
Because it's ridiculously hard to draw in a way that looks consistent. honestly anything where I'm tasked with drawing a circle.
What you honestly no, I agree. Circles suck. Fuck circles.
Being all round with no sides. Wild.
Howdy. Sorry I was gone for so long.
Oh, you good?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We return.
Ooh, yay.
So, stepping onto the gangplank and towards the other wagon, the well-armored woman will extend a hand to you. Name's Sabine. I'm the head defender of Litfeld.
Gabriel, nice to meet you.
She gives you a nod. Well met, Gabriel. And you, sir?
Oh, hi. I'm Manuelo.
Your name's kind of familiar. Didn't you write a book or something?
Maps and charts.
Oh, that's right, she says, snapping and pointing a finger at you. Oh, I bet Miss Holly would love to have a word with you. But we can save all that for later. Welcome to Litfeld. These things below your feet, she says, pointing to the gangplank. These here are gangplanks. There's going to be one on every rack near the edges of one of the wagons. It's our way of getting from one wagon to the other. All you got to do is take the gangplank like this, she says, lifting it back up, out from between the two wagons, and set it back on the rack, making sure it locks, she says, dropping her elbow on the thing. It clatters loudly into place, and a latch comes back up to lock it where it is.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just, make sure you put them back and have fun. And please don't cause any trouble, she says, getting a little serious for that last bit.
Okay.
You're on my good side for now, newcomer, but I am the defender of this place. If I have to see you again, we're gonna have problems. She winks and then walks back into the wagon.
Gabriel definitely took that one a bit more as intimidating than as a joke. But I guess he'll look around and, I think the first thing he's gonna do while he has the group together is look for, some druid-type delvers.
And who's the group right now?
Me, Manuelo, and, Alia.
Okay. So we're looking for druids, you said?
Mhm.
Bless.
Alright.
Greater restoration, correct?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess we should go find a cleric to help Beatrix first.
Yeah. Well, I think druids also get greater restoration eventually, right? So
Yeah,
I don't,
maybe?
just
I don't know.
anyone who has it.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose let's find a cleric first.
Alright. How you gonna go about finding a cleric?
I guess I'm just wandering around. Does every wagon just kind of look like a wagon? Are there any with, like, distinguishing features?
Oh, for sure. That said, from the outside, unless specifically marked as a place to eat, drink, or do any other thing, they are just someone's wagon.
Okay, if there's one marked as, like, a Bethel, maybe I'll start there.
Okay. You have a wanderer around, hopping between wagons. Alia oohs and ahs at all the different decorations and trinkets that hang on windowsills and ledges. Uh, until you find a a wagon painted bright white and red, um, and it doesn't have a specific label, but with many of the patterns and iconography you see out front, you can tell this is the main religious hub of the city. Or of the town, I should say.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will enter and take a look around.
Alright.
Manuela's gonna follow.
Stepping inside the wagon, you find a few people kind of milling about, and a shrine to each of the good aligned gods, as well as a weird corner effigy of Verasta off in the corner. But any of the deities that are not aligned in whole, or at least in part, with good are not represented here.
Is there any chance that we find a ride?
No. No shot.
Okay.
Manuela's taking that to heart, just like, oh, I'm doomed. I'm doomed.
Okay, well, noting that for later. Yeah, I guess I'll go check out, and we'll stick with Old Faithful and go over to Peroa and see if there's any clerics nearby.
Alright. You head over to the Baroa Shrine, and for a while, it doesn't seem like you're gonna have any luck here either. But someone who's been watching you for a while approaches shortly and says, "My child, are you here to hear the stories of Peroa's might? Or are you here to pray, or... I'm sorry, it's my first day here and I'm trying to be helpful."
Oh, sorry to bother you, but, we were actually looking for some help for a sick friend.
For a sick friend. What are their symptoms?
Well, I'm gonna look over at Manuelo. Wild magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had some wild magic backfire and they're constantly radiating light.
I see. And has this happened before?
Um, this particular thing, as far as I know, is brand new, but they've had other things happen before.
Hmm. Sounds more like a curse to me, but I might be able to help. Or at least find you someone who can.
Oh, well, that would be great.
Um, Take me to them, if you will.
Okay. Gabriel is gonna sneak like a quick peek over at the Verasa station, but not long enough for anybody to really notice.
In true chaotic energy fashion, someone has fastened googly eyes to the front of the effigy.
Okay. All right.
Manuela's just gonna, like, if you're gonna lead the cleric back, Manuela's just gonna stay behind.
All right. Yeah, I'll bring the cleric over then.
I need you to remind me, what's the god's name that I have a tattoo, the branding of?
Orion.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The cleric will follow you around all the different wagons in the city. But there's a small problem. At some point while you were wandering around, either the wagons changed formation or your wagon has moved forward, fallen in with the pack, or fallen behind. Unsure of where your wagon is, you'll need to track your way back. Roll survival.
Okay.
I mean, there's a simpler role, because you want to know the funny thing?
What's up?
We never did something with the red panda, so he's just probably just chilling over at the wagon.
Okay, well, you stayed behind, so it's me by myself.
Yeah.
So 13?
On a 13, you manage to get up on a high spot on the kind of roaming Bethel wagon, and you have a good look out at the wagon surrounding you. From here, go ahead and roll perception.
7.
On a 7, you are unable to spot a wagon that looks similar to yours.
Okay. Well, I guess I will, take a look back at the cleric and ask, do they sort of typically rotate around the new wagons that show up?
Yes. Any civilian wagons, or otherwise unaffiliated, will be shifted towards the center, so that they may be protected by our mercenaries.
Okay, then odds are that's where ours went, I would think.
She'll kind of gesture towards the middle of the formation. Then we'll need to be headed this way.
Alright. I guess I will follow their lead then.
All right. Several, like 10 or 15 gangplank jumps later, you've arrived at the center, where there's a good bit of space between the Letfield affiliate wagons and those that are either visiting or just passing through. You see Morgan up front of your wagon, and she slowly eases her way on over. Having fun, Gabriel?
Well, sort of. Got a bit lost there, but, I found somebody who might be able to help Valerie.
Delightful. I take it this is the one, then. You said, gesturing at the cleric.
Yeah.
Sure. Hop on, then.
Alright, and I guess I will do the gangplank thing and lead them in.
All right. The cleric.
I'll give a knock and announce my entrance so that nobody inside freaks out.
Beatrix is still bundled up under a bed, dimming the light as much as possible.
Dapper is slurring a song in some language you can't understand.
Oh god, Beatrix has just been listening to him this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying life down there.
No, she's probably going insane.
The cleric can see the light filtering through cracks in the blankets and pillows and says, I take it our problem child is down there.
Yeah. It's her. Don't worry about him. He just had too much wine.
I could help with that as well, if you wish.
I mean, if you don't mind. It'd probably be easier than just waiting for him to sleep it off.
The cleric will walk over to the bed and kneel beside it, saying, "Come out, my child. I wish to help you with your ailment."
Well, you see, if I come out, you're not going to be able to see. So she's going to stick her hand out, assuming that's already pretty blinding.
The cleric will flatten your hand out on the floor and lay theirs on top of your own. Not that you would notice over all the other light, but their hands begin to glow as wisps of energy travel up your body, pushing back the brightness somewhat. You're still noticeably glowing, but not nearly as much as before.
God, what is this? How bad? Like, am I giving off light in a radius, or do I just have a slight glow on my fur?
I think that second thing is a better description. Like, if you got too near to something looking the way you do now, you would illuminate it, but you would have to be within inches.
Okay, no, that's actually kind of cool.
That said, you're still quite noticeable even in a crowd.
Yeah, that's the only unfortunate bit. So yeah, she's gonna crawl out from under there now, looking at her new uh glowy self and be like, look to the cleric and be like, well, thank you. Any idea how long this is gonna last?
Well, knowing wild magic, it could last anywhere from an hour to the rest of your life.
I'm assuming whatever you did is probably the best way I could try to fix it. This is probably I'm stuck with this, aren't I?
Perhaps someone higher than myself could remove it permanently, but by higher than myself, I mean someone who is above all of us.
Right. Oh, yay. Well, he owes me a drink anyway.
Gabriel's
Thank
looking at
you.
her a bit confused, but not really think much of it.
Yeah, she's just gonna smile at the cleric and say, "Thank you for your help. I appreciate it."
I'm
And she's gonna give the cleric like 20 gold.
I'm sorry that this is all I could offer.
Well, it's not the most convenient given our circumstances, but better than being a walking sun. So I'll take it.
Now, for your other friend, she says, looking up at Capper. While I can't very well justify using a spell for a case of, albeit quite severe, drunkenness, I do have something I think might help. She will produce a pouch of a fine, but a tad inconsistent brown powder. This will help his body to metabolize and, how do I put it? This will help his body to metabolize and compartmentalize the alcohol a bit easier. It's, well, he should at least get to the hangover a little faster.
Alright, how much of it does he need?
Well, she reaches into a separate pouch and pulls out a tablespoon. This isn't going to be pleasant.
Alright, he's going to He's going to throw a fit. You probably should just let me handle this. Thank you so much. I'm gonna take the table, you can take the spoon, and, climb onto the bed. I guess, goodness. I guess kinda, like, straddle, Capper's chest and put a hand on his shoulder. And then, shake Capper awake a little bit. Hey, Capper.
Capper huffs and says, "What?"
Oh, Valerie, can you get me some water real quick?
Who are you speaking to?
Beatrix, but I'm as Valerie.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Gabriel. She'll walk over and just grab some water and then hand it over.
So, Capper, I got you something.
Capper will get a better look at his situation relative to you and say, "Not right now, I'm tired," and kind of try to push you off.
Alright, I'm gonna, like, scooch him upright real quick and attempt to shove the medicine into his down his throat.
Jesus Christ.
We're getting this over with fast.
Goodness. Cosmo.
Yeah, the cat was quite unprepared for a spoon to be shoved into his mouth. And, he very quickly, very violently begins thrashing against you, trying to turn his head and spit the stuff out. Morgan, thinking quickly, slams his mouth shut with a palm and says, "It's good for you, it's good for you, it's good for you, just relax."
Beatrix will run over and pin his arms down.
Capper, I'm sorry, we'll get through this. We'll get through this, I promise.
Capper is ever the fussy one, for quite a while. Not just due to the unexpectedness of the situation, but because this powder is quite dry, you've basically given Capper the cinnamon challenge without his knowledge or consent. So
I
now,
have water nearby. Once I'm clear that he has, in fact, gotten all of it, I will be giving him water.
but yeah, that said, he's coughing quite violently into his closed mouth, which is
Okay.
unpleasant.
So, yeah, at that point, I will give him water.
Yeah, at that point, Capper is not even able to fight. He just goes for the water, downs it very quickly, and then turns to you with a snarl and says, "What the fuck, Gabriel?"
We're trying to get get you fit in trying to help you with medicine to get this over with faster. You can punch me however many times you want once you feel better.
He raises a hand up as if beginning to gesture for, like, another frustrated, angry outburst. But his eyes, like, dart over your face for a minute, and he just says, "Uncool," and then kind of lays back down.
Alright, I'll go ahead and give him another hug and then, like, lay beside him for a moment. I'm sorry.
Oh.
This was the best we could think of to help.
"Don't touch me," he says in his little drunken state.
I'll, like, go ahead and immediately move off of him. And then just kind of sit there for a moment.
It doesn't take very long at all before he turns back towards you and just nestles up against your side.
Okay. I'll put my arm around his shoulder again. I hope you feel better soon, alright?
"I haven't forgiven you."
I know. Like I said, You're allowed to punch me later once you feel better.
You two are adorable. Beatrix just standing, leaned against the wall, watching.
He immediately flushed red.
Morgan says, don't worry, Gabriel. We'll make sure to get you some walls the next time we come into some money.
Right. So, do you want to go into the town now?
Well, yes, actually, I'd quite like the chance to explore.
You know, I
but
wonder if they have wagons. She says, looking at Gabriel.
He he's just going to keep his mouth shut and just kind of wander out of the wagon and into the crowd.
But yeah, as you're leaving, Morgan will shout at your back. Wait, Gabriel, who's going to hold the wagon while I explore?
Oh, yeah, I guess I can take care of that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Just, once everybody's done, I mean, just while you're out, find some people and let them. Yeah, I guess it makes more sense that we just bring some people back here to discuss our plague research at some point. So if you find, like, a group of delvers it seems that they'd want to learn about the plague, who'd be interested in learning about our plague research so far, then send them this way at some point.
Can do. Are you wanting to continue exploring then? I can wait here until you're finished.
Are you sure?
Of course. I spend all day driving the wagon. It's no trouble.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to, as you said, you do it all day. I'm fine with it hanging here for like an hour if you want to take a break.
Fine. But I'll be back, and I'll bring you something as a token of thanks.
Okay.
She smiles and then walks out of the wagon, leaving the driver's seat unattended for a moment, but the horses seem to know what to do.
Alright, yep, I'll head over to the driver's seat. I lost track of what happened to Ilya.
It's just been kind of following you around,
Alright,
passively engaging with the people that you've been.
well, I guess I'll notice that she saw the capper thing again and kind of, well, do you want to head back in and we can hang out later?
Well, that does sound nice, but if you're gonna go out exploring, then I'd rather go back out as you do.
Okay, do you want to hang out here then?
Yes, she says, trying to keep down the faint tone of like, I thought that was obvious.
Oh, all right. Well, I get. I guess let's let's go sit here by some horses then.
And she'll sit down beside you, watching as you lead the horses on. For those of us who are, we'll come back to you guys, because Gabriel has the most adorable relationship so far.
Goodness sake.
But until then, Manuelo, Beatrix, what are you guys doing?
Uh, Beatrix is going to be getting ready to head out into the town to try and handle some stuff herself. But she's getting a nice cloak on so that, she's trying to cover up most of the glowing just for the sake of if anyone sees from the outside. Um, Also, before she goes, though, she's gonna dig through her stuff to grab her disguise kit, and then poke her head up to the front and give Gabriel and Alia a little makeover while they're sitting there, just in case those folks tracking us, you know, find Litfeld. It'll be a little bit harder for them to figure out which wagon is ours if they can't immediately identify who's driving.
Okay.
Alia, clearly not understanding what's going on here, will just kind of say, Are you sure we need to change our appearance so much? I mean, aren't they just looking for you?
Yes, they are. And these people are ruthless. I don't know where they picked up my trail, but since they found us, you can guarantee they know everyone who is in this wagon, what you look like, and what you're capable of. We need to buy ourselves as much time and as many chances as we can. These people are not. These are not your local sellswords. These are highly trained hunters. No precaution is too much.
If you say so.
I do. Very much so. You will thank me.
It won't be for long, Alia.
Everybody just so frustrated with her bullshit, but they don't understand. Just wait till y'all meet these fuckers. But yeah, she's gonna give them disguises real quick, before heading off into the town. I assume the cleric already left.
Yeah. As soon as she was dismissed, she walked back across the gangplank.
Mhm. So, Manuela stayed behind at full the entire time.
Yep.
Jeez.
Well, Beatrix will probably try to go find him there then. She will also leave a disguise out for Morgan and a note saying that when she gets back to drive the wagon to put it on.
All right. So Manuelo, how you doing over there at the Bethel?
Oh, nothing much. Just looking straight at Manuel is just looking around, looking at all the different good gods, as everyone says, before just looking at um Verasta's statue and then just moving over to remove the googly eyes and just saying, so much has happened since we've last seen you, you know? I mean, um, you explained that underneath his breath, of course, he's saying all this. Um, I mean, you've mentioned Beatrix as your daughter. Um, oh yeah, I've been marked with the sign of Orion because I decided to get it marked on me in order to save Gabriel. Beatrix started acting weird earlier today when we were at Otter Falls. Wonder if you know anything about that, but whatever. I'm worried about everyone again, which is probably not good for me. So I'll probably start tugging out my fur, and that's not good. I just wonder if you're, or if any god's looking out for us, because as far as I know, all we've done is run into trouble.
There'll be no response from the effigy. But the thump of footsteps from somewhere behind you will return from your musings or from your prayer. Aw, I kind of thought those gave some charm to that old statue.
Manuela's gonna sort of jump before turning around. It's like, oh, sorry if you put them up there. It's just, I felt that he deserved a little more respect than having them on.
The handsome idiot dice fox who spoke to you will kind of rub his chin and say, "Nah, I don't think he minds. At least, I'd hope he has bigger shit to worry about than someone putting googly eyes on a statue. Besides, it was a little charming."
Trust me, as someone who deals with people who kind of blow up at every little thing, it's kind of smart to stay safe. But if you say so, Manuela's gonna put them back on.
There we go. He stands beside the statue and says, "See? Looks just like me."
Manuela's just gonna be like, shoulders raised. He's like, I'm sorry, what? Oh.
Brian, I think you missed the part where I said Verasta is the one speaking to you.
Yes, I did. He's like, oh, yay, how are you doing?
Doing alright. Doing okay. How are you guys doing?
Well, I mean, other than the fact that, if you weren't paying, if y'all, and while he's like saying the start of the sentence, he's gesturing to like all the statues or figures of the good gods. He's like, if y'all weren't noticing, Gabriel almost died. I took on a sacrifice of getting marked with somebody who's probably an evil god, showing, as he shows Verasta, the mark of Orion. And, well, Beatrix was acting. Sorry. Your daughter was acting a little different. Especially this morning after she possibly saw someone. I don't know. I was too busy making a map.
I'll just kind of shrug and say, sounds like something she'd get up to. Hey, Manuelo, I've actually got kind of a big favor to ask this time around.
Oh boy, having the favor of a god in my pocket. Let's go.
Well, wait till you hear the favor, alright?
Okay.
So, this little affliction you've wound up with, I did a little looking and some asking around, and I think you all have found something that's keeping whatever may be listening to you out. Apparently, you're drawing a great amount of frustration from somewhere, and it's a frustration that can be felt in the... He'll try to come up with words to describe what he's talking about to you for a moment, and then just say, my point is, I think I can figure out what this thing is, who this thing might be, if you can keep pissing it off. And for that to happen, you need to be able to do things it doesn't approve of while it can't observe you.
Oh. And Manuel is just gonna be like, shoot, can't say what it is, can't say what it is. It's probably listening. Oh god, it's probably listening right now. Fuck. How do I piss it off?
Well, we just need to try to find ways to figure out what it wants you to do, and then just kind of do the opposite. You can do that for me, can't you?
I mean, I can try, because I don't know what'll piss it off or what it wants, but I can definitely try. And I mean, I totally didn't come here in order to ask if anyone was watching or not, or seeing if there's the possibility I could do something stupid, but who knows?
Right. Well, I do it myself, but I'm kind of bound. I can't really interfere in the issues of mortals, you know. Not in the way that I would need to. But I trust you, pal. You've got this, he says, slapping you on the shoulder.
The god of chaos and everything can't really do this. That must be really tough rules.
He shrugs and says, it's a living. And then he'll kind of begin walking toward the exit to the Bethel. Have yourself a good one, Manuelo.
Yeah, and stay safe. I know some gods might have enemies and stuff, but you probably have the most.
He shrugs and then walks out the door. Beatrix, upon leaving the wagon, what are you getting up to?
Well, she's got a couple things worth doing here, but first and foremost, I guess she should find Manuelo. And as much as I love the aesthetic of the red in her fur, like actually glowing, right now it is an inconvenience that cannot be tolerated. So yeah, she's going to find Manuelo so she could wear his Verasta and find him, hoping he's here. That was her plan.
All right. Then I'll say shortly after this conversation ends, Manuelo, if you're still at the Bethel, you would be greeted with Beatrix entering.
Oh, hey Beatrix.
Hey, Manuelo. Is Verasta still in here?
No, he left some time before you arrived.
Okay. Hi, Manuelo. Gabriel told me you stuck around over here, so I figured, I'd come see you. I have a favor to ask. Um, the cleric was able to help a bit, but she'll, like, move the cloak she's wearing so that, you can see, like, some of the glowing spots in her fur. This, while aesthetically very nice, is not something I can afford to be dealing with right now. And the cleric's implication was that it would take divine intervention to get it any better, or just time. And time is not something I have. Any chance you can find Verasta for me?
Manuel is just gonna be like, just like looking out towards the exit. He's like, I just ran into him, which is super funny.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, somebody put googly eyes on his statue and stuff, so I was removing them, tried to give a little bit of respect and stuff while maybe making a prayer, I guess. Yeah, he came up and we talked for a little bit.
Do you know where he's going?
He left, and then like after he left, you walked in. So I don't know which way he went. But I mean, I could do the spell in order to figure out where he is.
He left through the door.
Yes,
Physic-
he did. Physically.
Any chance there's tracks on the wagon floor?
No.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate.
You would have to have some very dirty boots.
Could, as I was saying earlier, I could try casting where he is in order to figure out where he went.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate it. It seems he's the only one who can help.
Alrighty, well, here goes nothing. Hopefully he doesn't get pissed off at me, but whatever. And Manuelo's going to just cast Where's Verasta. Uttering the question.
The the return you get from the metaphysical is elevator music. It would seem Verasta doesn't want to be found.
Manuelo's gonna mutter underneath his breath. It's like, you son of a gun, it's your daughter. And she has some major question for you.
All right. I would like to use, if I can, because I know Litfeld. I know what is around here generally. The wagons that are always here is like the town wagons, and what like some of the folks who switch out. So I would like to try to use my Vulpine deduction to see if I can take a guess as to where he might be.
Well, there are 2 or 3 places you could think of in a regular city where he might be. Any old tavern, any gambling den, and very rarely at agrarian places. You know, like gardens.
How many of those kinds of places does Litfeld have?
Well, we have... Hold on. I actually have a distinct answer for one of these things. There is the greenhouse wagon, which is the one wagon which feeds all of Litfeld. There are several wagons that serve as taverns and inns, and a few that serve as gambling dens.
Okay. During her time with Litfeld, she'd be kind of familiar with the layout. So from here, she's just gonna start going to all the nearest casinos and taverns and just looking around to see if she can find him. Just also trying to be kind of discreet about it, just like slipping in, being kind of casual, and then slipping out a couple minutes later if she doesn't find him.
You going with her, Manuelo?
Yeah, Manuelo's 100% gonna help.
Alright. Before I continue with that, Gabriel.
Oh, yeah?
Do you want to do some incidentals with Alia, or do you want us to continue the story?
Where were you headed? Sorry, I just got back. Where were you headed next?
Manuelo and Beatrix are looking around the taverns, gambling dens, and I guess the greenhouse for Verasta.
Okay, well, if that's where they're heading next, then I guess I can do some incidentals.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're just kind of sitting up here at the horses. I guess I'll turn to Alia and ask. So you said that you snuck away to get into the university.
Yes. My family's originally from Aurea, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just curious what led you to make that decision.
Well, mostly it was the difficulties in getting permission to immigrate to the Trade League. I don't know why the coalition thought it was so important to keep some random student out, but I was repeatedly denied a visa to study, and it felt like this was my only chance. My only method, you see.
Yeah, that is strange.
Besides, Arloris has one of the better magic colleges there is to be found anywhere on the continent. I surely no one could blame me for wanting to better myself, right?
Right. Yeah, no, I don't blame you at all. I just wonder what in the world's been going on around here. You know, like they basically everything about we've encountered so far has been new to me. Since I turned 14, basically my entire life has just been taking care of my younger siblings. So most of the outside world is just a mystery to me.
Mm. Well, what about you? What do you come from? Where do you come from?
It's just a nowhere island out in Alar. Um, my parent, well, my parents and now my older siblings are all sailors. They sail merchant ships back and forth for, it used to just be the various merchants on the island, our island and nearby ones, but I don't know, there was a really rough storm, I don't know, like 10 years ago or so, and large chunks of the island just changed abruptly for some reason. And all the farming became a lot more difficult, and large chunks of the island became like no-go zones where there was just like hostile beasts everywhere. So the local economy really struggled, and my parents and my older siblings then too had to just become full-time sailors, taking ships for Vignette and other places more and more. So I basically became the stay-at-home dad as a teenager.
See, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I don't know. It's weird to think about. But I mean, you know, you do what you have to.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that with me.
So yeah, I mean, it's been nice to kind of get away from that for a while. To not need to be the one not need to be the only adult in the room.
Imagine it's freeing. Uh, but what will you do with all your newfound time, besides saving the world and all?
I don't know. We're kind of figuring it out. Apparently drinking too much wine at the beach.
And too much wine at the waterfall.
Gabriel's gonna kind of scratch his head, then look down. Well, maybe we can figure it out with less wine.
Maybe you can split it with me and consume less that way.
Yeah, I suppose so.
She giggles at her own joke and says, so I'm sorry if it's too weird to ask, but what's the deal with Capper? He has this getup like he's some kind of knight. What with the pauldrons and the weird stone crown thing with the gem. Does he ever take that stuff off?
Not that I've seen. Honestly, I have so many questions that I need answered about him. But I just haven't really taken the time yet. I did tell you about how he was the literal house cat that you first met when that you met when we first entered the city, right?
Yeah.
So I've been still getting used to that transition, I guess you'd say. And kind of just appreciating that and the fact that my failure to keep the house cat alive, didn't have terrible consequences in this one specific scenario.
Thing to be happy about for sure. I guess that brings me on to my next question then. Do we know why he's been able to change to and fro?
Not yet. He said that he made a deal with someone a very long time ago. And it's somehow related to that collar. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I know that when the cat died and I touched the collar, he transformed into what he is now. I don't want to know how it works when he dies in this form, and hopefully we never find out.
She waves her hand and says, "That's all pretty morbid stuff anyways. I share in your not wanting to know." But then what? Are you not afraid that something in one of his past lives may be hunting him?
I don't know what to think yet. He's talked about, people. I swear he mentioned people that he traveled with in other lives who he thought would be here too. I really need to ask him about it when he sobers up at some point. But, yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a lot there that I don't fully understand yet. To be honest, when he was first explaining it all to me, it was in the middle of the murder investigation, and it was a lot to take in at once.
I certainly believe that. At the time, there must not have been much time or space for anything besides that investigation. And thank you again for saving me the way you did.
No problem. I knew you had it in you to do the right thing in the end.
She'll kind of lean into your side and say, I appreciate you giving me that chance.
I'll go ahead and take my arm around her shoulder then. So, I know you haven't really gotten a chance to take a look around the city yet, but can you think of anything you'd like to see? I assume there's like some actual tarot if you wanted to go check that out.
Ooh, tarot. That does sound fun. And, you know, I hate to be the boring, studious type, but I wonder if this kind of place has a library.
I have no idea. I wish I could give you a helpful answer, but unfortunately I can't. I guess we'll have to find out together. But for now, we just gotta wait for Morgan to get back.
And the conversation from there will continue to be filled with small talk and thinly veiled kind words. Beatrix, Manuelo. Hello.
I
You all are traveling around the various inns of or I imagine traveling around the various inns and taverns of shit, what was this place called? Sorry. Litfeld.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's lit something or little something.
Yeah, going around just acting as casual as we can while looking for Verasta.
Alright.
Manuel is just like a little bit pissed because like his daughter wants to talk to him and he's avoiding it like the plague. Oh my god. How are you this bad of a father?
You travel to many an inn before you find, or sorry, many a tavern before you find one that is properly open and functioning. For whatever reason, it seems the different taverns are taking it in shifts to serve different clientele as a means of ensuring everyone gets a share of the pot. That said, everyone who is anyone is at this tavern tonight. Many, many adventurers, many of the people who uphold Litfeld, some of their guards, some of their mercenaries, many of the civilians who are here. And this place is... You're used to a wagon being bigger on the inside than on the outside, but this looks like the main room at a mansion party, including the fittings and decorations. It's pretty lavish. This may be your best opportunity to find Verasta at a tavern tonight.
All right, yeah. Beatrix doesn't want to fucking talk to anybody right now. Just in case. She's a little bit in panic mode still. So she's just going to try to work her way through the crowd while looking around to see if she can spot him anywhere. Should I roll perception or investigation?
Your choice.
Wonderful. And I have advantage. What do I have? Perception. Well, they're the same bonus, so 2d20. 2d20. That's a 22.
Ooh.
Thank you so much, Burrito. It was Burrito, right?
It was Burrito.
Thanks, Burrito.
On a 22, you have a quick look around the tavern, and you don't find anyone matching Verasta's description. but you are at least vaguely aware of his knack for disguises when he's out among the people.
All right, I'm gonna Oh, I have a thing for this. I have a species trait that allows me to see through illusions. Hold on. Preternatural sense. Oh, I have to examine an object. I guess I can't just look around the room. Well, never mind. Unless I can just use it to look around the room. But yeah, because what it says is you can examine an object for illusions as a bonus action, and you have advantage on intelligence investigation checks to detect them.
Yeah, I don't think that fits sweeping a whole room.
Yeah, I didn't figure. Okay, well, I have. Oh wait, I can do detect magic though, because if someone's, oh, this is a room full of delvers though. They're probably all covered in magic gear. But we'll see whose body is magic, I guess. Um, that's the only thing I have. So I'll do detect magic and look around and see what I can see.
All right. The only person whose body responds to detect magic lights up like a damn Christmas tree. And it is the man at the bar who is standing on top of the bar itself, much to the chagrin of the barkeeps, trying and failing to get the tavern uh, riled up with a local folk song.
All right. Seeing that and being fairly sure at that point that like, okay, yeah, that's him. Um, she's going to pick up her. She's not running across the room, but she does pick up her speed a bit as she makes her way over to the room, and she's just going to come up, wherever she can, and she's just going to grab his wrist and look up at him, and she's gonna like let the mask drop for a second, right? She's going to look at him with all of the fear and panic that she is feeling right now, like oh my god, my life is in danger, I need your help. Just looking at him like, you need to come with me.
His face falls for just a moment. Some of the first genuine reaction you've ever seen from him, and it's definitely a look of deep concern. He'll have a glance around to make sure no one's paying him much attention, despite his antics, and then give you a nod, hopping off the bar and tossing a coin onto the table. Sorry for the trouble, gotta run. He calls back to the barkeep before following you wherever you would take him. Manuelo. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Manuel was glaring the entire time watching Verasta follow Beatrix. She's like, dude, come on, you couldn't answer me, and she shows up with all the fear in her face and everything, and then you decide to follow? Dude, what the fuck?
While you're having this thought, a giant paw strikes the wall behind you. As it appears someone has approached while you were distracted. Let me see if I can get this card out.
Oh,
Well
no.
enough for you guys to see it.
Oh no, who is this gonna be?
A very large, barbarian-looking fellow has stepped up beside you and made his presence known. Boy, haven't seen you around. Must be a new face.
Yeah. How may I help you? Looking up straight at him, just like, he could kill me. Oh god, gotta be nice.
He shoots you a smile and says, "Easy, easy. Just wanting to talk." Name's Onro, he says, extending a paw to you.
Manuelo just shakes the paw and is like, "Nice to meet you. I'm Manuelo."
This hand, the size of your forearm, could easily crush your own, but he's very gentle and kind of dainty with the way he shakes your hand in reply. Says, So, Manuelo, what brings you into Litfeld? Hello, Baron.
Hello, Braun.
Hello, Braun.
Oh, we saw y'all. We saw, um, we saw y'all right on by while we were leaving Otter Falls, and so we decided to jump in the journey and check it out.
Well, any friend of the township's a friend of mine. Put it there, he said, offering you a second handshake.
Manuel is just gonna be like, "Okay, I'll take that handshake." Manuel's like, "Handshake, okay," and does another handshake. Probably getting picked up while while having the handshake happen.
He'll, his eyes will meet yours as his smile broadens a bit and he says, Say, pal, could I buy you a drink?
Manuel is gonna look back at Beatrix real quickly, just like, "Oh no."
Beatrix even noticed that Manuelo's in a state of distress.
Probably not. Beatrix is very focused on finding Verasta, and the moment she sees him, her eyes are locked on him until they are leaving, at which point her eyes are locked on the door.
Gotcha.
She is very goal oriented right now. She is in survival mode.
So as far as I hear it, Manuel is doomed.
He's on
Got
his
it.
own.
You can just say no. You can be like, nah, bruh, I'm busy.
Manuel is the dude who's like, "I gotta be polite no matter what. Gotta be polite. I remember these situations from the books. If you try to be mean, you can die."
Well, enjoy your new boyfriend.
Oh boy. Oh no. Manuel is just gonna like look up at him and is like, "Oh yeah, sure. I'll take one."
Right on. He'll lead you back toward the bar. We'll come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
Beatrix.
Yes.
Once you're finally outside, Verasta will let the illusion fall from his face, though he keeps the commoner's garb. What's wrong?
Look, I know you don't know or really care anything about my life or my history, but there are some people who work for the Lord that owned the island where I grew up, and he is an awful man. And these mercenaries, these soldiers, are truly terrible people, and they have found us. And, well, one, I'm kinda, and she's gonna like show some of her fur and show that she's like literally glowing. Kind of stick out like a sore thumb right now, and was hoping you could help. And also just help. She says, very panicked and on the edge of like a full breakdown.
He'll pull you into a tight hug and begin shushing you as he pets the back of your head. Hey, it's all right. I'm here. All right. Let's figure out what we can do about this glowing first, and then I'll see if I can help you with the other situation. All right?
Okay. She says, like very much leaning into the hug and like happy for any amount of reassurance. Like they have a very weird, rocky relationship right now, but Look, it works for her right now. She's just scared, and that's her dad, so.
Alright. So, this glow, I imagine I had something to do with that.
Yeah, I was looking over something that we found that very suspiciously was left by the people pursuing us. And, well, I guess I tapped into a bit too much luck there. It started glowing. It was worse. I was basically a walking sunbeam for a while there. But one of the clerics here in town was able to help.
Alright. Well, if it's born of my magic, then maybe I could just... He sets a hand on your shoulder and closes his eyes, then reopens them, revealing a faint emerald glow as his magic flows down his arm and into you. And stemming from the shoulder he set his paw on, the glow slowly begins to fade. Of course, you still kind of stick out, even without the glow, because if you remember, the fur surrounding that pattern was, the fur on top of that pattern was seared off by the whatever it was that caused the glow. So it's going to take a minute for that to grow back, but now you are no longer so easy to spot in a crowd, at least.
Oh God, I had forgotten that. And upon the glow disappearing and her fully realizing that her fur is just like scorched off in those places, like she breathes a sigh of relief at first, but then sees that and is just, there's this moment on her face of just like pure, like, oh my God, you've got to be fucking kidding me. She's like, she just looks at it and then she looks at him and she's like, you know, this really screws me over quite often.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't offer you something better, something more consistently good.
Would have been great if it made my fur glow.
Well, I can make it happen again.
No, I'd rather not. It was quite painful the first time, and, well, I don't have fur for you to make a glow now, do I? She's gonna wrap back up in her cloak to hide the bald spots in her coat.
But hey, that's got to be better, right? At least a little bit.
It is. Thank you. At least now it'll be a little harder for them to spot me.
He smiles and nods, then says, "Now for the bad news. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to change anything about your situation with them. I can do my best to misdirect them, but I'm forbidden to have any kind of physical confrontation with them. That includes using my magic from, well, remotely."
What? Dramphine?
Yes, Dramphine. Always Dramphine, he says, a little frustrated, visibly.
Well, she never cared to help before. I don't suppose it makes sense she would stop being a pain in the ass now. I should probably be careful. She is quite angry. I don't need the Mother Guard coming after me.
You won't. As long as I don't intervene, and as long as you aren't abusing your powers, she has no reason.
No, but that you can't help. I I'm on my own here. She says, looking like slightly understanding, but also still very scared and hurt.
Uh, I. Well, maybe we can find a loophole in the rules of our little game here. You catch my meaning?
Oh, I'm a fan of loopholes.
Dramphine made it clear that I wasn't meant to intervene physically with their mission, but their mission encompasses finding you and bringing you in, right? So maybe if I got in contact with the Trade Lord and tried to create a situation so pressing he has to call them back.
Well, I would ask if you think you can, but you're you. So, if the god of chaos can't cause a situation that demands attention, I doubt anything could.
I just need time. I've got to find something he would need to call them back for, and this, I'm I'm sorry, sweetheart, but I really do think you're on your own until then.
I understand. And I trust that you'll figure it out when you can. And thank you. Until then, we'll just try to keep ahead of them. At least now we're out of Vignat, so they have no legal authority or expectation of aid. They're on their own. And I've got plenty of friends in this country, so hopefully I can keep a few steps ahead. They found us at Otter Falls. We doubled back, avoiding Wing's meat, so that we could come up. We were going to uh, stop in the town up there, but saw Litfield and figured falling in here would keep us a lot more concealed.
Oh. You don't have to fear legal repercussions defending yourself here. That's good, but when they attack you, it'll be easy for them to lean on diplomatic immunity, being sent by a lord of the Trade League. So if they do come after you, defend yourself with everything you have. Do whatever it takes to survive, love.
I will. Trust me, I'm I can't go back there.
Does Beatrix know about the connection between Verasta and Gabriel right now?
No, she still does not know.
No, right now everybody's in the dark about that, and Gabriel's still in the dark about Beatrix.
Alright. I'll see if I can't find some other strings to pull behind the scenes in the meantime. Just keep your head above water, alright?
I'll do my best.
I love you.
Got a plan, so there's that. Oh fuck! Wait, he what?
He said, I love you.
She's gonna look kind of shocked. Like that's just gonna stop her dead for a second, and she's gonna look at him and just take it. There's like a solid like 5 to 10 seconds of silence before she like gets a grip and is like, "Oh, wow."
I should be leaving. I'll see you soon.
Right.
Then
She
Verasta will turn and go back to looking like some street urchin.
Yeah, she just stands there looking shocked for a moment, but As he starts to walk away, she'll reach out and grab his wrist and just say, "Love you too, Dad," and then let go and turn around and walk away herself. No time for him to respond. Just out of there.
Same vibes as awkward sibling hug from fucking Gravity Falls.
Yes, that's the exact vibes we're going for. They're trying. They're working on it, but it's awkward.
All right. We got 10 minutes. Do you want more incidentals, Gabriel? Or do we want to resolve Manuelo's situation?
Manuelo's thing. I am okay to go over, but probably get Manuelo finished up in his thing.
Yeah, let's learn more about Manuelo's new boyfriend.
Oh my god, I hate y'all.
I mean, I'm good to go over as well, but I do have to set a hard stop at 8 o'clock. Because
Oh yeah,
that's
word.
bedtime.
I'd like to. I'm fine with whatever, but just let them get finished up here.
Okay. In that case, we'll get right onto that. Manuelo,
Yes.
you have been guided back to the bar by a wolf twice, maybe 3 times your size. Who has now bought you your drink of choice from the bar, and is absolutely pounding cheap ale to keep up with. Actually, what did you get for yourself?
Oh, Manuelo is like, he's wanting to be nice and stuff, so he got cheap ale as well.
Ah, okay. Well then, rather than try and keep up with you, he is just pounding cheap ale for the hell of it. Like, this is clearly a thing this man just does. And surprisingly, he's not showing the slightest sign of being anywhere near even tipsy yet. But between every mug, he turns to you and he might ask something like, "So, what do you do for work?"
Oh, I'm a cartographer.
Cartographer. Ah, so you're the one making all the fancy charts.
Yeah. It's been fun being able to travel the world making the maps and stuff.
Oh yeah? Where's the most exotic place you've been to?
That's a hard one to answer because there's a place in the Batyan where even most of the Lignines don't go because we viewed it as sacred. We had it I had to get expressive permission to even go through there to chart it out and everything, but it's just so beautiful in there.
So, you traveled some sacred ground to make a map. It's pretty impressive. You wind up catching any backlash for that?
No, because while I was in there, I made sure to be following like all the religious practices that I was told that I had to do. And I managed to get the map done and everything. It was only to be given to um the culture heads back in the Batyan, so then they could make sure to do part of their religious practices later on.
He'll nod, not quite understanding, but wanting to be supportive of your adventure. Before turning his head and kind of saying, "Well, hey, that's nice. Honestly, I've been places on these delves that I never thought I'd get to go to. You ever set foot in Oria?"
Give me 1 second. I don't think I've been there yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ask. It's an old stomping ground of mine. One of the, well, the western houses there. He's trying to find something to say and trying to make it sound charming, but he just keeps coming up short. It would appear that this barbarian man is not the conversationalist. But finally, he comes back up for air and just says, well, you ought to go see the place sometime. It's beautiful. Mountains and foothills. And snow. Lots of snow.
I'll definitely go up there eventually, just to look around. It sounds pretty nice.
Just then, a different person will step up to the bar. A feline woman holding a flute. Don't know how well that's coming through. But, she'll come up and say, ooh, Onro. Trying to pick up someone at a tavern. How quaint. I always thought you'd meet the love of your life on the Delve. Or something corny like that. Onro grunts and says, leave us alone, Seda. No. Tell me about him. What's your name, little guy?
Um, I'm Manuelo. Manuelo Moses Goyena.
Well, nice to meet you, Mr. Manuelo Moses Goyena. I'm Seda. Seda the Echo.
The Echo?
Well, yeah. You know why they call me that?
Why?
Because you hang around here, you're going to hear my music again and again and again. I'm the most prolific bard in all of Litfeld. And this right here, she says, poking Onro on the chest. This right here is my sidekick.
Manuelo's gonna look at Honor and just like, sidekick?
What she means to say is that I'm her muscle. I handle things when she gets in over her head.
Ah.
I'm never in over my head, idiot. I'm not your size, she says, looking at his muscles. Anyways, have fun on your little date. Hope everything goes well. But you're paying for your own room. Anyways, I'll be going now, Seda said, throwing a hand up and walking away. Hey, what? No, that wasn't the deal. You were paying for tonight. But just like that, Seda is gone. And Onro, thoroughly embarrassed, just kind of looks back up at you. Sorry. Oops.
No, it's alright. And I think I know what she meant by the room anyway. Really interesting.
Burrito asks, does Seda love physics? Don't know what that means. Honor will be like, we'll hear what you said and flush vividly before saying, what? No, I don't. I mean, I would, but he's Just a flustered, stammering mess.
Manuel is just gonna chuckle, and he's gonna be like, "Don't worry, it's not gonna go that fast. You don't need to worry."
After he's managed to calm down a little bit, he just kind of says, "Well, you seem like a cool cat, all right. And if you're back in Litfeld anytime soon, you know, maybe we catch up, talk a little more."
Manuel is just gonna look at him before, like, "Yeah, definitely. It would be really nice to do that."
Thanks. Have a nice evening, I guess, he says, standing up with his drink, before chugging that one, dropping some gold on the table and saying, "And, one more for the road," he said, cutting two coins away to pay for another ale for you.
Thank you.
All right. Gonna do one last little run through. Gabriel, do you have anything else you want to handle before we end off?
I don't know. Where are we ending? Is Morgan coming back? Are we all meeting back at the wagon? Where are we at? What was the plan? Because last I checked, I was still waiting here with Alia until Morgan came back.
Oh yeah, I guess I should say that yeah, Morgan will have come back by the time that's over with.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll talk with Morgan, and if she did get the thank you gift or whatever she said, I'll take that, and maybe go find the Terra thing with Alia.
All right.
Or if everybody here wants to meet to do one final thing before we end, I'll do that instead. But I don't know.
Beatrix had other things she would be doing before returning to the wagon.
Okay, yeah, I guess then I'll go try and find a Terra thing, probably.
All right. I guess I'm asking is I guess what I'm asking is this point a good point to leave off on?
Oh, yeah, in that case, then sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we don't stop now, we probably will be going for another 2 hours.
Definitely.
All right then. And a big thank you to everyone watching, either live or on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Plague Parable. And go check out KosmoMitch on Twitch, twitch.tv/KosmoMitch. I'll see who we can raid out to.
I'll give Cosmo a shout out real quick.
Yeah, do that. Let's see. Really? Is no one I follow streaming right now?
You could do a funny.
Come on, Twitch. Why?
Sorry, Burrito. I saw the redeem. That would have got me though.
Oh. There's your shout out, Cosmo.
Tell you what, we're gonna raid out to Omen K. Don't really know this person, but I'm gonna trust that if they're on Twitch, they're probably not breaking TOS. And I'll see you guys around. Have a good one.
Adios.
Bye.